Aloha, good evening, everyone. On this pleasant Friday night, it is homecoming night, and welcome to Payson High for this presentation of Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. Tonight, the Timpanogos Timberwolves travel to the South Shore to take on the Payson Lions in a homecoming matchup between two Region 8 contenders. With my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson, Alexander Timlo, joining you from inside the cozy confines of the press box here at Payson High School. So, Ty, I turn to you. The first thing I say is, there are only two words we need to say about tonight. Superstar power on both sides.
Superstar power, to say the least, here tonight, Alex. The addition of Luke Livingston. He's been out for quite a bit, and he comes back from injury. And as we mentioned before, we talked about this earlier, the matchups between Timpanogos and Payson are supposed to be electric, to say the least. Like, here's some names that we can do. Edwards versus Swayze tonight, and Riggs versus Livingston. Like I mentioned before, Livingston added back to that lineup, and it's just going to be a battle of the superstars as we've seen tonight. Yeah, especially for two teams that are going somewhat in opposite directions. Of course, Payson coming off that really heart-wrenching loss here at home last week against Provo, and of course, Timpanogos coming off that slugfest against Mountain View. We'll touch on that throughout the night, but now it's time to get the more important things. Then the keys to the game tonight, Ty, presented by Heidemann and Associates, of course, the full-service law firm focused on winning for you, the client, as they conduct the coin toss in midfield. What stands out to you about these two teams here tonight on this homecoming night on the South Shore? Indeed, Alex. So for Timpanogos, I have two things. Last time I had one, and that's obtain control on the offensive drives. Last week, as we saw against Mountain View, was not very pleasant, to say the least, in regards to turnovers on the offensive drives. And I guess you can say, well, your defense could have stood out. And the good defensive drives, they better show today. Because the outshowing that they had last week against Mountain View were, I would say, very, very good. And with the return of, obviously, Luke Livingston, this offense, and this structured team, you can kind of just consider that Payson needs a more above-scoring average in regards to, this defense that they're facing. And if you're Payson, also defense. Timpanogos, 14.7 and 12.4 are both their averages for the first and second quarter of play. And then 7.6 and 4.7. Payson doesn't even pass above average in double digits just in the points alone. So if you get those offensive drives for them, they only average 26 points in the first half. So if you can hold them to that, they can hold to their own, and that's a W for you.
Well, speaking of that Timpanogos offense, we are going to listen to them on the offensive side. First, of course, Brandon Riley. One of the rare things here in our games this year, Ty, we have not been able to hear the officials, but tonight we will be able to get to hear Brandon Riley, the officiating crew, because they are hooked in live to the microphone system here at Payson High. So that's a little bit of a reprieve, I guess, for us broadcasters. We don't have to guess what the officials are saying.
You talk about the benefits of a new stadium. I'll say that's probably one of them, too, is be able to hear the referees and what's going on down there.
Yeah, and speaking of that new stadium, it is a beautiful new turf field here at Payson High, just put in over the summer, and it looks absolutely incredible. The weather could not be any better either. 75 degrees at kickoff officially. Wind coming out of the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour, and we are going to have a nice, clear, full moon night. And if we know anything about full moon nights, Ty, we hope nothing strange happens during the next 2 hours. But
yeah. Only time will tell at this point.
Only time will tell. Tyler Hunter, Matt Hall to receive the kickoff. We're ready, and we hope you are as well. Settle in, buckle up, and here we go. As that kickoff will go towards the sideline, and it will go into the end zone. And a touchback, and the Timberwolves will come out to the 25-yard line. And this is what we've been talking about all season long with this Timpanogos team, which seems to be the most maddening thing to figure out in 4A, is that when they're healthy, Ty, they're deadly.
They are deadly, to say the least. And we saw that last time, too, against Mountain View. The defense could not hold strong to just the overcoming offense that they provided last week. And to see Payson's defense hopefully try to get the stops. We'll see how that goes. They only held Provo to, barely even within 3. So, I don't know.
Livingston goes immediately out to the right. This is a 5-wide set on 1st down and 10. On 1st down, Riggs' quick pass. That is complete. And making the tackle immediately on Josh Graff is Cooper Swayze, who's plays more in that nickelback spot. And this time it's a 4-wide set here on 2nd down and 6. They give him a 4, and we have an immediate penalty flag. Brandon O'Reilly again is our referee. That's Kevini Afu, the left guard that got called for the false start. So Timpanogos goes from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 11 now behind the sticks of the 19.
Look at that Livingston against Wall matchup, 2 versus 2 in the bottom.
Riggs on 2nd and 11, looks through a whole bunch of traffic, and he goes down. A coverage sack there for the Payson defense. Owen Cottle made the first contact.
Couldn't find a way to get through. Now you're looking at 3rd and not even manageable at this point. You're behind the sticks.
Quickly back to the line. They come on 3rd down and 9. Riggs throws to the right, looking up the sideline. That's incomplete. Intended for Dash McCann. And it is going to be 4th down, and that's a very quick 3 and out here for the Timpanogos offense, but more so, I would think, caused by the false start that put him behind the sticks.
Very interesting to not see very few running plays in this play dynamic at all. Obviously, already a 3 and out, and we saw Easton Brensing last time just take it to the house every single time, it felt like.
That punt is almost blocked, but it takes a good forward roll. And it will die right at the 38-yard line, so it'll be good starting field position for this offense. Led by senior Cade Edwards, number 5, and, well, we didn't see much of Livingston on that drive. In fact, we didn't call his name at all on that first drive. Now we get to see Cooper Swayze and Cade Edwards go to work here for the first time.
And we talked about that matchup, too. It's just a battle of attrition that's going to be up until this point. I feel like these guys are going to get, I don't know, not tired, but I think they're going to try to lay it all out that they have at this point because, well, you face players as good as they are. You got to figure something out.
1st and 10 for Edwards. Ball is at the 38-yard line. Play action, throw, that's complete. That's Jason Wall. And Wall gets down the sideline, and he gets to about the 45-yard line before he's brought down. Able to elude one tackler, but actually that's Dylan Wall, that made the play. Fuller finally brought him down, but not before he picked up close to 15 on 1st down.
Yeah, Dylan Wall playing wide receiver and defensive back today. Look at him making plays already down there.
Wall already lines up to the right. Handoff up the middle. Goes to the left side this time, and a big gap on that left side. Down the sideline. 20. Out of bounds. Stiff arm at the 10. And just like that, the Payson Lions into the red zone in a heartbeat. And they are already 1st and 10, marked off at the 16-yard line. Edwards from the gun, hands off, left side this time, heading into the stack. And getting about maybe 6 yards on the play is David Keel, the tailback.
David Keel, yeah, the junior, making plays and making himself known. As you can see, just at a quick little sweep, nothing too fancy, just down the left side. And when you're fast, you can't really let the defenders, try to catch up to you.
Edwards from the gun on 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 11-yard line. It's a handoff again to Keel. And Keel this time gets smothered at the line of scrimmage. Matai To'a, the nose tackle, able to get in there and make the stop. No gain on the play, and it's 3rd down here for the Lions.
Timpanogos able to slow down this offensive drive that Timpanogos has been able to confire so far here.
So 3rd down and 4, call it. Ball at the 10-yard line. Payson could get a 1st down at the 6 without scoring, of course. And we have a neutral zone infraction against Timpanogos. Was it induced? It apparently was not induced, according to Brandon Riley, the official, so it's going to make it 1st and goal. So already another costly penalty for that Timpanogos defense. 1st and goal now, ball at the 5.
Costly to say the least, Alex. You get it 3rd down, and you think you could probably get a stop to hold him to maybe 3. But that penalty now puts him within 5 yards of the end zone, and now you're looking at fate.
Cooper Swayze now lines up double H-backs here. They motion one out. It looks like it might be a direct snap. Instead, it's a handoff right side to Swayze. He gets past Tate. Actually, I thought he got past Tate, but then he gets taken down in the backfield. Boy, Brighton Tate was being held by the shirt right there, and he was able to hold on long enough for the cavalry to get over there. What a play there by Tate, holding on to the shirt of Cooper Swayze, really for dear life. 2nd down and goal now from the 10. Edwards scrambles, throws, back of the end zone, touchdown! Porter Beckstead!
Well, what do we have here?
What a throw by Edwards there, off his back foot into the corner of the end zone to find Beckstead. And just when it looked like Payson was going backwards, they take the early lead.
That was not an easy find, Alex, too. That had to have been a treasure hunt just to try to find that X right in the end zone. That was in the top left corner.
Extra point is good, so Payson goes up 7-0 with 8 minutes and 38 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. What we expect to be a shootout here tonight on the South Shore. 7-0 our score. Alexander Timmel alongside Ty Wilkinson here on the South Shores of Utah Lake and Payson, where the Lions have just struck first on a touchdown drive with 8:38 to go. Cade Edwards finding Porter Beckstead in the back corner of the end zone. Line drive kick this time down toward the corner, and it is going to go out of bounds inside the 5. So they tried to keep it away from Hunter that time, but that time the luck doesn't go the way of the Timpanogos, way of the Lions rather, and it will be 1st and 10 at the 35.
And if you're Timpanogos, you want to have those kind of breaks, it feels like, because the first official drive that they had did not go, I guess, as they had planned. Not to mention the punt wasn't exactly very good, I would say, either. We saw lots of better ones back in their hometown. I don't know if that's just... It's obviously not altitude, Alex. You can't blame it on the altitude because we're further south. I don't think our elevation has changed much.
So the Payson fans were all upset down here thinking it hit his leg, but we had a pretty good look up here, Ty. I don't think it hit him.
I don't think so either.
No, you would have had to have seen a pretty decent change of direction from up here to see if it was touched.
The first kickoff was also pretty similar, but this one actually went out.
Right. So on 1st and 10, Riggs, pump fake, throws, that is complete, sitting in the zone. And that's Cash McCann who makes the catch, and he's got a 1st down up to the 46-yard line. So they come out in that diamond formation, and they hit it for a gain of 11 yards and a 1st down. Riggs now from the gun, quickly back to the line. We have yet another flag. I don't think the Payson, this defense this time, was lined up. Ben Beat is called for the offside. I think it was more for the fact that he wasn't lined up in the neutral zone properly before the ball was snapped. So 1st and 5 now for Timpanogos at the Payson 49. Riggs from the gun. 4 wide receivers in the formation. He pump fakes, steps up in the pocket, and he goes down. Owen Cottle, the nose tackle. Another coverage sack there for the Lions.
He was looking for Luke Livingston, too, to get him his first target ever since he's been back. Unfortunately, I don't think Luke was all too open, and good pass coverage in the secondary to try to prevent that.
2nd down and 8. They throw that side. This is McCann this time. McCann breaks a tackle. He stays on his feet, and he's brought down inbounds at the 41-yard line by Cooper Swayze. And another 1st down, so instead of 7-2, they're going 7-10 here on this drive. Interesting. let's say the least here. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Riggs trying to flare that one out to the flat, and it's incomplete, intended for Easton Bretzing. Just underway on this Friday night. We also want to welcome those of you watching on the Red Zone on KSLSports.com and the KSL Plus app and the KSL Sports Zone. From the 40 now, 2nd and 10. Riggs throws. That's complete. Graff. And Graff has a first down as he's knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And he has a pickup of 12 there. And quickly, Timpanogos moving into Lions territory, something that a lot of Timpanogos fans I don't think were accustomed to seeing very much last year. They got pasted for 35 in the first quarter. Play action. Riggs throws. Again, bobble, but caught. That's Dash McCann this time. So the McCann's getting involved here early, Ty. Very interesting game plan by offensive coordinator Joe Haymore.
I would agree, too. I don't know. Is that a coincidence?
It may be. Dave, their Uncle Dave. I know Uncle Dave's watching back in Provo. Shout out to him. 2nd down and less than a yard. Riggs looking under pressure. Just going to tuck in and run and has the first down before he's torn out of bounds by Cottle et al. And we'll see where they mark him. It looks like he has the first down, and it looks like he does.
So they're now within the red zone, knocking on the door of getting points here, Alex. But the only thing that we saw last time is Timpanogos is a fast team in regards to offense, and I think that's what gives them the advantage in not getting the defense set because of that penalty that they had earlier, too.
Riggs on the quarterback keeper. Might have been a bit of a broken play. Still going to pick up positive yardage, though. He puts his shoulder down. He'll get about maybe 5 yards. Brought down by a whole host of Lions. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. And as we talked about, here goes the tempo.
Tempo, I like that.
That's basically what it is. Riggs looks. Wanted to step up. Now just throws it up for grabs in the direction of Graff. I think he was trying to throw that away. It's incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down now at about the 14-yard line. And this might be a spot where maybe Joe Haymore and Austin Heaps might want to think about going for it here, but it's 3rd down regardless.
I think you hand it off to Easton Brensing at this point, Alex. I think you need to get a run play in here.
Timpanogos was trying to jump the defense, didn't bite there. Play clock, still plenty of time on it, 15. Riggs. And we have a timeout. I believe it's by Timpanogos, and it is. So Brandon Riley signals for a timeout. We'll keep it here, though. And it'd be a good time to remind you, KSL Sports Rewind's presentation of Timpanogos football is presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. It's also presented by Heidemann and Associates, the full-service law firm that is focused on winning for you, the client. Call them today at 801-754-4240 or call them today at 801-472-7742 or consult them online at utah.law for the nearest law office near you. Back out of the timeout on 3rd and 5. Riggs hands to Bretzing, looking for a gap. He gets it, and he's going to be very close to a first down. He's going to be short by about a chain link. And well, you called it now. I think you have to go for it here, given you are where you are.
Like we said before, Easton Brensing is the one you got to give it to.
Riggs, Bretzing, got it. And more. And he's got it inside the 5. Just gets right behind that big left guard, Kevini Afu. And it is now 1st and goal, Timpanogos on the Payson 5-yard line. Livingston lines up one-on-one to the left. or to the right rather, against Wall. They have not thrown in his direction as of yet. Graff lines up as the H-back. McCann in motion. High snap. Riggs gets it away, though, and throws, and it's out of the end zone and complete. And Ty, that's the third or fourth time on this drive we've seen a high snap that's thrown off the timing of the play.
And, well, it was kind of interesting, too. It was in desperation mode. Nobody was really within the vicinity of the ball, as opposed to, well, I mean...
Maybe Graff.
Yeah, maybe Graff, but... desperation calls for desperate measures. 2nd down and 5.
Throw! That's complete! And McCann is going to be knocked down short of the goal line. What a play there by Beckstead. And if that was not for Beckstead, that might have been a touchdown, and now it's 3rd down and less than a yard.
Cooper Swayze, the defensive back, also got a fingertip on it, too. That could have been easily intercepted.
Bretzing gets the handoff right side, and he gets in for the touchdown. Right off right tackle, and the Timpanogos Timberwolves answer instantly.
He brought up his average from 87 to 95 just in one game. That was against Mountain View for the amount of yards that he gets.
And how about this, Ty? Timpanogos did not score a single point in the first quarter last year against Payson. They've already scored with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Impressive, to say the least.
Tells you what kind of game we're in for tonight. Parker Harvey's extra point is up, and it is good. And we are deadlocked. 7's on the board with 5:04 left to go here in the very first quarter. Buckle up, folks. We could be here a while. Proud to have Igloo Outfitters as the official winter weather outfitter of KSL Sports Rewind. KSL Sports Rewind's presentation of Timpanogos football presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion continues. Alexander Timop alongside Ty Wilkinson. So 2 drives, 2 scores. Payson scored on a short field. A touchdown from Cade Edwards to Cooper Beckstead, or Porter Beckstead rather, and then it was Chase Riggs handing off to Easton Bretzing into the end zone, who will now kick off, and we are tied at 7 halfway through this first quarter. Bretzing to kick off, and he will promptly boot this thing right through the end zone. So, Ty, interesting, we did talk about it as a penalty flag goes down late, as there was some pushing and shoving on the right side around the 40-yard line. Somebody got pushed in the back. Tanner Ivins is putting his hands up in the air, and head coach... And, yeah, that's not going to make the coach very happy. And we'll see what Brandon Riley, the official, says here. So that's going to back Payson up inside the 20-yard line. In fact, it's going to put him half the distance to the 10.
Penalties you don't exactly want to take if you're Payson.
Yeah, not a smart one either. I mean,
Nope.
You already at the 20-yard line, but it's on a dead ball on a kickoff on top of that.
It's the unnecessary aspect, I think, that kills you more as a coach that you
Right.
don't want for your players.
1st and 10 now, ball at the 10. 5 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. Edwards from the shotgun. Wall in motion, orbit back to the right. He throws that way on the lateral pass. That's complete. He breaks one tackle. He's in trouble. Going to need some help. And he gets brought down behind the line. Brighton Tate and Matt Hall, among others, blew that up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, he was walking the line there for a second there, Alex. He had kind of stared at the eyes and the fade of that white end zone in the back. That could have easily had been a safety if the defenders had gone into him close enough. Good for him to get out. He was just walking that line, though, for a good solid about 2 or 3 seconds.
Loss of 6 yards on the play there. So from the 4 now, 2nd down and 16. Edwards takes the snap from way back. Now that left side opens up, tries to step up, throws on the run. That's complete. And that is complete to Cooper Swayze. And that's a name we expect to hear a lot of tonight. And Swayze has a 1st down out to the 20-yard line. So they go backwards 6, but then they pick up 14.
Well, that's actually pretty impressive is what that was. But once again, if you're a quarterback and you're in the back of that end zone, you know trouble is going to be coming your way. And the fact that he was able to get out of it is actually pretty impressive.
Pitch here to Beckstead. Penalty flag goes down as we have a marker down at about the 14-yard line, and where the hanky is tossed, I'm suspecting this is probably coming back. May have an illegal motion against Payson. Be already the 4th penalty we had called by Brandon Riley's crew here in the 1st quarter alone.
Well, referees will get their money's worth, especially on nights like tonight.
Yeah, the one thing that Dusty and Jeff don't like to see is officials officiating, but we have to do it. Give them their airtime, and especially because we have Brandon Riley on the microphone tonight to the press box, we get that luxury. Edwards on 1st down, now throws. That's complete, sitting in the zone, making a couple men miss. Is Swayze, gets outside, 30, he's at the 40, at midfield, and finally he's brought down to the 40-yard line. He got a great block down the field, too, and Payson immediately threatening inside the 50.
Laid the arm down, and that's what helped him get across as far as he did there, Alex. But then the block in the end had a man to break. Once again, those sweep plays, we keep talking about them. They keep working for this offense.
So a couple of big pickups here for Payson. They have been really relying on the explosive play. Timpanogos relying more on a dink and dunk strategy down the field here in the early going. 1st and 10 on the Wolf 39. Edwards once again in the shotgun. Double wide receivers either side. Tailback in the backfield is Keel. He gets the handoff left side, gets around a couple of tacklers, and he'll pick up about maybe 5 yards. Knocked out of bounds there by Tyson Miller et al. On the play.
I don't know what it is, though, but they really like that left side right now, Alex. They keep liking those sweeps. And I mean, well, positive yardage is in their favor, so why stop now?
They huddle up here on 2nd and 5 from the 34. Swayze steps out of the play for this one. Beckstead now takes his spot on the slot to the right. Second down, 5. Edwards drops straight back, 5-man rush, throws, that's complete, close to the marker. We're going to see where they mark him. That's Beckstead again. And they're going to say move the chains.
Beckstead replaced Swayze, and they went right to him. I guess he found himself open.
Clock rolling, 3:12 left to go here in the 1st quarter. Tied at 7 if you're just joining us from Payson High School. What we expect to be a shootout tonight between these two really high-powered offenses. Edwards, play action, looking, throws, a low throw. And are they going to say it's a catch? No, they say it's incomplete. Swayze went down and got it, but it looked like it hit the turf before he got his hands underneath it. And it is 2nd down.
He threw it overhand a little bit too fast, as you could see, because he kind of had to dive down a little bit. Then the ball turned into a ground ball, to give you a baseball reference there for you.
And Brighton Tate was right in his face, too, Cade Edwards. And Cade Edwards is only 5'11". Brighton Tate, for reference, is 6'2".
Not exactly a favorable match.
No, not really. 2:52 left, 1st quarter, 2nd down and 10 from the Timpanogos 30. A man comes in motion left side. Edwards fakes it, shovels it, and are they going to say it's a live ball? It's recovered by MJ Yosefo, but it looked clearly like it was a shovel pass intended for Cooper Swayze. And again, good read by that Timpanogos defense, and it is 3rd down and 10.
It was like a little pitch, but it turned into someone's back. So I guess you can consider that an incomplete pass there, Alex. I don't know, personally. But it looks like that's what the call is.
So we have an official stoppage here. Brandon Riley's going to... Looks like Brandon Riley's going to call the troops together here. So potentially we could be having a stoppage here just to remind the coaches to keep everybody's emotions in check, and I think that's exactly what it is. So we'll step aside quickly after this word from Brett Brown Toyota Scion while they discuss things with the coaches.
When Brett Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brett Brown Toyota in Orem.
Proud to have Brent Brown Toyota Scion as your official sponsor of KSL Sports Rewind's presentation of Timpanogos football. Alexander Timop alongside my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson, here on this beautiful night here in Payson. Advanced Windows is having their fall window sale. You can get $2,000 off 10 windows or more with 60 months 0% interest financing available for a limited time only. Call them today at 801-850-9100 for your opportunity to get in on the fall window sale before the snow hits home. Big 3rd down upcoming here, Ty, for this Payson offense.
I'd say so.
It's early in the game.
Yeah, it's been pretty entertaining, only with 2:48 left, so you obviously can't complain Friday night.
We still have 30-something minutes of this left to go, buddy.
Exactly.
Swayze lines up in the slot to the right on 3rd down and 10. Edwards from the shotgun, split out to the right. Edwards looking, nobody open, down the field, throws. It is caught, but short of the 1st down. It is complete to Swayze, or rather that's complete to Dylan Wall, and now it's 4th down and about 2. And we'll see what Payson's OC here decides to draw up, Ty, here on 4th and short.
You talk about making something out of nothing. I think that was pretty much the definition of it right there. Looking for anybody available wearing the same jersey that you are is kind of difficult as a quarterback when you're pushing close to that sideline.
See what Easton Smith, the offensive coordinator, draws up here on 4th and 2. Edwards from the gun, triple wide receiver to the left. And it's a pass. Jailbreak, throw, that is broken up. Intended for Cooper Swayze. It was Robbie Parsons, who had a big fumble recovery and a big interception last week against Mountain View. And the Lions are denied on the doorstep late here in the 1st quarter.
Robbie Parsons was pretty much the reason that play did not happen there, Alex, because I think had he not tried to throw him down a little bit more, it kind of like lost the momentum in the catch. So therefore, I think that's kind of just what happened, is he couldn't really gain control.
And against one of the best receivers in 4A2 and the biggest and the most physical in Cooper Swayze. Here's a 1st down give to Jaden Robinson, and Robinson banging off tackles before Asher Gelmacher finally swings him to the turf at about the 27-yard line.
You talk about offensive adversity. These two teams are going to battle it out here, and you can already see good for them to get the 4th down stop, and now they're already to work, already within 3 yards of the line to gain.
Brett Singh right side this time, Submarines forward. We'll see where they mark him, and it looks like they're going to give him the 1st down. He has the 1st down by about a yard. And so the Timberwolves will move the sticks with under 2:10 to play here in the 1st quarter.
And here's the quick offense that we always see, Alex. They're just going to keep snapping everywhere they go.
And interesting, Luke Livingston I don't think's been targeted yet. Here's Brett Singh again, and the ball comes out, but he got back on top of it. Gelmacher laid the lumber on him, but Brett Singh able to get back on top of the football. Should bring up, it is interesting that Livingston has not even been targeted yet in this 1st quarter. Brett Singh lines up. Now Riggs here on second down. Throws. That's complete. Brett Singh is going to be short of the first down. He's going to be short by about a few yards, but it'll be third down at about 4.
And look who it was out of the gun, Mr. 88, Parker Harvey, the junior, coming out, trying to make the play and apply the pressure.
Third down and 2, once again for Timpanogos. Approaching a minute to go here in the first quarter. Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson on this beautiful Friday night from Payson, UT. As the fans trying to turn up the volume knob here on third down and 2. Riggs, look for Robinson, screen for Brett Singh, and he's got plenty of room. Brett Singh with a first down and knocked out of bounds by Wall at about the 42-yard line. What a great call by offensive coordinator Joe Haymore on a first down.
Some can argue he's the killer of momentum, Alex, and we saw that last week against Mountain View. Didn't even give him a chance.
49 seconds, clock stop. Brett Singh gets it on the sweep this time. Gets away from a tackler. Still found a way to get positive yardage before Owen Cottle brought him to the turf. And we have a stoppage of play, and we have a timeout called by the Payson Lions. And you'd have to think defensive coordinator Isi Filimoy Atu not happy with the way his defense has come apart a bit here in this last part of the first quarter, Ty.
I would say so, but the only reason is Timpanogos goes so fast. I was watching the linesman on the other side trying to keep up with this offense. As soon as that ball is set, they're ready to go. And I think that's the advantage that you can have, is because this defense doesn't exactly know what to expect. And it's such quick thinking and quick parts on their mind. Because Timpanogos already knows the play that's at hand. The defense doesn't.
Yeah, that's really why Timpanogos is really one of the top offenses in 5A, coming back out of 4A last year. And offensive coordinator Joe Haymore has been in his bag here for Coach Austin Heaps. As the Timberwolves now threatening toward the end of this first quarter. We had 4 drives here in this first quarter, and 2 have ended in scores. The other ended in a fourth down stop by Timpanogos. And all this, by the way, Ty, without a single target of Luke Livingston.
I feel like you can give that a little bit of time, Alex. Still a lot of football left.
Maybe. Riggs throws. That's complete. Josh Graff. And he's got the first down at the 27-yard line. Another pickup of 12.
Evading territory like Timpanogos does best, trying to get to that red zone.
So from the 25 now, first and 10. As Graff comes out now. McCann takes his place. High snap again. They throw it in the flat this time. That's Cash McCann who gets the catch. And he gets thrown out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Actually, that's Jamison Jones who made the play. With 19 seconds left here in the first quarter, clock frozen.
On the brink of that red zone line.
And
they're dangerous once they get across that.
Watch for Brett Singh here on second down and 5. Riggs looks for Livingston. He throws for him. Back shoulder. He's got him. Touchdown. Welcome back.
How about that for his first target of the night?
First target, first catch. And number 2 is back in the end zone, off the injured list, on the score sheet. And Timpanogos has the lead.
Expect anything different there, Alex? Unbelievable. What a story. Coming back from injury, your first target back. You're at an away game against the Lions.
Meanwhile, we have a fumble on the extra point, but somehow the extra point is up and good by Parker Harvey. But with 11 seconds left here in the first quarter, Ty, you cannot underscore how important that is for that Timpanogos offense, as we have a penalty flag. And as Brandon Riley will put his crew's heads together here late in the first quarter. We'll wait to see what the penalty is. The flag's back down to the 10-yard line. And apologies to the folks at home that I ever get overly exuberant about these kind of things, but Luke Livingston has been away with that injury the last 2 weeks, Ty. You can't help but get excited.
I can't blame you for that, Alex. I mean, when you see a guy who's been back from injury who was a captain for the squad at one point or another.
They call running into the kicker, by the way, on Payson, so the extra point stands as called. But back to your point, I mean, you can't help but get excited for Luke Livingston. I mean, the things that he does for this team, the way he carries his team offensively, when they're healthy, you can see why they're so dangerous.
Well, there's a reason why he's the captain, too, and that's just because of his personality and not so much that his game. When you're a guy as nice as this, we talked to him last time. When you're a guy as nice as he is, there's a reason that you can be a captain. It's not just because of what you can put on the field, but also like your personality in general. And it's just an incredible guy.
Luke Livingston had over 40 total touchdowns last year for the Timberwolves offense. One of the best in 5A.
Can you believe that?
I mean, he was insane last year for what this offense went through with that injury to Chase Riggs that kept him out for a good chunk of the season. Bretsing will kick off from the 45 because of the running into the kicker penalty, so I assume this will be a kickoff through the end zone, and right on cue it is. So in a game tie where it looks like it's going to come down to the two offenses, like we said, this is a big drive for Payson here going into the second quarter to see if they can respond.
Well, what's good for Payson is they're actually holding Timpanogos to, I would say, at least a little bit of minimal damage, because this is Timpanogos' best quarter to shine. And we saw that last week just courtesy of Easton Brensing and his hat trick with the touchdowns. And now I think you can start to relax just a little bit if you're Timpanogos, but at the same time you want to keep that fire going and try to get that ball into the end zone as much as you can.
Edwards on first down, throws in a double coverage, looking for Swayze, incomplete. Parsons was there along with Tyler Hunter.
Double coverage is always a risk you can take going upfield, too.
Waiting for the personnel to clear the field of the loose ball that's out there. Edwards now second and 10 rather from the 20. Edwards sprint out to the right, comes back to the left, tries to throw that way, and nobody was fooled. Marley Yosefo said, "I don't think so." And that's how the first quarter is going to come to an end here on the South Shores. As Peyton Sorensen got absolutely blown up on that play. And what a first quarter we had here in the South Shores. Good news is, folks, we still got 36 more minutes of this. Don't go anywhere. Timpanogos up 14-7 on KSLSports.com. KSL Sports Rewind's presentation of Timpanogos football presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion continues. Alexander Timup alongside Ty Wilkinson. It's presented also by Advanced Windows Fall Window Sale. Get $2,000 off 10 windows or more with 60 months 0% interest financing available for a limited time only. Call them today at 801-850-9100. Well, last year Payson put up 35 points in the first quarter against the Timberwolves. Tonight, the Payson Lions had two drives in the first quarter. One ended in a touchdown. The other ended in a fourth down stop as we begin the second quarter.
What a difference a year makes right there, Alex.
Yeah, that's a testament to defensive coordinator Joe Haymore. As Edwards on third down throws wide side, caught. Who else? Cooper Swayze puts his shoulder down. Got the first down out to the 35-yard line. Well, just as we're singing the praises of DC Joe Haymore there, Cooper Swayze says, all right, I'll make a play for my offense here.
He's playing dodgeball right now with this defensive front of Timpanogos, and it's paying off right now so far.
Sorensen, the tailback, he takes the handoff, gets away from a couple of tackles before finally Jesse King able to come up from his D tackle position and make the stop. Matai Toa had him around the legs. We saw David Keel, the junior, get the start. And now we have Peyton Sorensen in the game, the guy who we thought was going to get the start at tailback for this offense. See what Easton Smith digs into his bag of tricks here on 2nd down and 4. It's Sorensen on a dive play to the right. Had a lane. Instead, he gets stood up. And he's going to be short of the first down by about a couple of yards. MJ Yosefo et al. In on the tackle. And this is a big 3rd down here, Ty, for Payson to get across midfield here.
It looks like they were trying to do exactly what Timpanogos offense has done, is that's try to run fast plays and as fast as they possibly can because, well, if it works for Timpanogos, maybe it'll work for you. So we'll see how this goes. This one isn't as fast as the other previous ones have been, but 3rd down and short.
Sorensen on the dive. Tries to get to the left side. I don't know. I don't think he got there. He is going to be short by about a yard. And an interesting decision coming up here for offensive coordinator Easton Smith and Payson. It looks like they're going for it.
I'd say get up and go fast.
Boy, what a risk they be taking here, down 14-7 in a game where it looks like offenses are going to be the big story. Edwards takes it, sneaks it. Oh, boy. I don't think he got there. It looks like he stopped short. Timpanogos is always pointing that way. No signal yet from the officials, but where they're spotting it, he did not get there. Matai Toa shuts the door.
Denied.
Stonewalled. I mean, Edwards needed about maybe, 18 inches, and he didn't get even maybe 2.
I think he actually went further back.
He might have actually gone further backwards. Boy, what a big stop there by that Timpanogos defense, and now Payson with their feet to the fire here early in the 2nd quarter. Riggs from the shotgun, double back set. Hand off to Bretzing. Bretzing gets into the stack, and he picks up about maybe 2.
Timpanogos is one of those teams, when you're hot, you're hot. And we saw that last week, right, Alex, against Mountain View.
2nd down and 7 now from the Payson 38. Riggs rolling to his right. Throws up the sideline. Man open. It is. Is that caught? Was that caught? Oh, my goodness. Yes, it was.
He must have gotten a foot down. There's no way.
Guess who it was?
Who is it, Alex? Say it.
Livingston. Insane.
2 for 2. Can you write a script any better than that?
Well, only if Riggs throws a touchdown to him here. He's got the same matchup here on 1st and 10 from the 14. Instead, it's a handoff to Robinson right side. Gets through a crease, and he'll pick up about maybe 4, maybe 5 yards.
Now, is he a human highlight reel? It feels like every time
whenever
I watched film.
I think we're about to find out here on this 2nd down. Maybe. We'll see. Riggs, bobble the snap, hands to Bretzing, though. Bretzing, I think, has the first down. We'll see where they mark him, and they are going to give him the first down at about the 4-yard line. Luke Livingston with 2 catches already on 2 targets, and they have been huge here in this first half for Timpanogos. As they are inside the red zone again for the 3rd time. Trying to go 3 for 3 down here. High snap again. It's Robinson. And this time he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. Bo Steinfeld, another one of those 2-way stars, swallowed up the middle.
So now it's trying to slow down the fire here a little bit. That Payson is trying to extinguish the flames of Timpanogos.
The Graff brothers go on that left side. Livingston one-on-one to the top of your screen. Watch him here. It's a keeper. Riggs. Did he slide before the goal line? No, he did not. They say he's in. Touchdown.
Baseball slide. He's safe.
Well, he does play baseball. And Chase Riggs, who was knocked out of last year's game against Payson, gets a measure of revenge. And the Timberwolves have put up 21 straight against this Lions defense. This time, cleaner snap for Parker Harvey, and the extra point is good. 21-7 is our score with 8 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the first half. Back after this word from UC Football. Welcome back to Payson High School. Alexander Timup alongside my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson. Payson scored first, but Timpanogos has scored 21 straight points. And the Timpanogos Timberwolves have come out like gangbusters here early in this one, trying to spoil the Lions' homecoming night. Which really came after the stop on fourth down by that Timpanogos defense. Bretzing to kick off, and it will once again travel through the end zone. This time out the back of the end zone.
Not even going to give him a chance.
So Ty, if we thought this last drive for Payson was huge, this is an even bigger drive because now you're down 2 scores, and with how quickly Timpanogos has gotten in the end zone the last 2 drives, it makes it seem much bigger than it really does this drive.
This offense is always on fire, that of Timpanogos, whenever it comes to the first quarter and second quarter halves. Sorry, first and second quarter of the half, I should say. But I don't know. If you're Payson, you really need to overcome adversity and try to get at least a little bit of momentum, because momentum right now is in Timpanogos' favor, and it shows.
Edwards on first down, throws. That is incomplete. Was trying to throw to Cooper Swayze, but Robbie Parsons right on his hip. And all of a sudden, this Payson offense has hit the skids here. Not at all what we were expecting to see from them, Ty, on the first couple of drives here after that really impressive opening drive where they went right down the field. They really have their feet to the fire now with 8:12 to go here in the quarter. Edwards, play action, throws, that's complete. Wall, can he get a block? He needs to make a man miss, he does. But Marley Yosefo coming over there, great one-on-one tackle. And this is going to bring up a big-time third down here for this Lions offense. They need to convert this.
They need to very badly, Alex. And the reason why is because if you're further behind in the chains, you don't want to punt it off to a Timpanogos team who has already, put up as much flames in their momentum as they've already had tonight.
Edwards looking desperately on third down, finds Wall. And that is a gigantic first down right there for that offense. We'll see where they mark him. And we're going to have a stoppage of play here, an official's timeout, and I believe
it's going to be based off of the ball.
Yeah,
spot.
we're going to be measuring here, it looks like. And it was close, but Payson got it barely. I mean, that nose on the ball is literally right at the 30-yard line.
Mm-hmm. I think they would have gone for it on fourth down regardless. I know they were 0
Boy,
for
that's kind of asking a lot though of this offense. As much as I admire the courage there of Easton Smith maybe going for it there on fourth down, I don't think they would have. Edwards, though, throws on the middle. That's complete. Cooper Swayze. Can he make a man miss? He gets away. He's down the sideline. Cooper Swayze. Goodbye. Touchdown, Payson.
And he could have ran for miles.
And a badly, badly, badly needed score for that Payson offense, Ty. I apologize for stepping on you right there, but it just goes to show you how big that score actually was. Extra point is up, and it is good. And with 6:57 to go here in the first half, it is 21-14 in favor of Payson. And now that we've seen, boy, Ty, we talked about it. The two superstars were going to be the defining factors. Guess what? Both sides now have their superstars in the score column.
And what did we say about that momentum game that Payson needed very, very desperately? I think that's a momentum gainer for your team, especially with that offense, considering now it's just a one-score game.
So So a very badly needed score there for that Payson Lions offense, who were really hitting the skids after such an impressive opening drive. But now they're facing the prospect of being down only by one score. And I will say, it makes it a lot easier to be down one score when you have an offense like that.
And it looks like there was a penalty on, looks like it was after the point attempt that's going to be enforced on the kickoff. So they're going to be kicking from the 45 here, it looks like.
Right you are. I can see it from here. It'll be the second time we've seen that tonight. Apologies, folks. Our scoreboard here just crashed in the booth. We'll get it fixed as soon as possible. Kickoff will take a dead bounce down at the corner, and it's picked up on the run by Matt Hall. And Matt Hall is not going to make it to the 10-yard line.
Special teams kept him within single digits right there, Alex.
And so now the Timberwolves start from deep in their own end here, Ty. And I once again bring up to you the point that Timpanogos has been on fire these last 3 offensive possessions. This is one they really need to convert on here to get momentum back in their favor.
And Timpanogos did that last week against Mountain View, as we saw. Momentum favor is the name of the game, it feels like. When your offense goes as fast as Timpanogos' does, it's very interesting to watch the defense try to catch up, and it feels like that they're trying to catch their breath.
And meanwhile, we have a blindside penalty on Timpanogos, so that's going to back up the Timpanogos offense inside the 5. And we apologize, we're having some score bug problems, but our tech extraordinaire, Vince Francis, is going in and fixing it for us right now. Shout out to him back in Salt Lake, helping us out. So 1st and 10 from the 5. Riggs gonna throw, and that's a high throw, incomplete, intended for Gabe Graff.
And so if you're Riggs, I feel like you want to try to get that ball out of your hands as soon as you possibly can, because in the back of the end zone, you don't want to be tackled in that white area, because that's just extra points that honestly Payson needs, but you can't give up easily.
On 2nd down now, quick pass. That is deflected and thrown behind and almost picked off. It was intended for McCann, and now this is a big 3rd down because you want to at least get out of the shadow of your goal line here to give your punter some room.
And when you're 3rd down and long, these plays are interesting because you're so close to the end zone. You want to get those quick passes, but I don't think your receivers can run the speed of light just to get across that line.
Riggs, protected, just gets it away. McCann absolutely steamrolled Porter Beckstead. And it does give Timpanogos a couple of extra yards to work with for punter Easton Bretzing here, but that's relatively speaking. Timpanogos bringing the Gunners in for this one, as that punt is almost blocked, but it's a line drive and it's a beauty. And it's taken on the run. This is Nielsen, Ethan Nielsen up the sideline. And we are going to have a late flag go down on that far sideline. It looked like someone got caught with a block in the back. And that's going to rob the Lions of pretty good field position here. I know 10 yards doesn't make that much of a difference, Ty, but in a game like this, it really does.
Well, I would say so, too. And what did we say about the momentum gain being in the favor of the team with the ball? And being down, and Payson being down 2 scores and having this field position, you got to think to yourself that you're in pretty good hands. So if you keep this and keep the momentum of Timpanogos from keep on dying, because, well, whenever they're not at their prime, it feels like they kind of fall apart. We saw that last week, too. But whenever they get that momentum and keep going, once again, so a momentum game. It's a game of inches. That's all I have to say.
Boy, that's a big penalty. That's not even a block in the back. That is a blindside hit called on Payson. As the full moon, the super blue moon, rises over the Wasatch Front on a gorgeous night for football here on the South Shore. But it's Payson with the football, 1st and 10. Edwards to throw. Good protection. Throws into coverage, and it is almost picked off. He was looking up that sideline for Porter Beckstead, but he was pretty well covered by Liam Fuller. And Liam Fuller, by the way, 6'2". That's a pretty long, tall body that's on a speedy receiver.
You think the advantage would come in your favor if you're that tall and you got that big of arm span.
Liam Fuller, of course, filling in for Tage Litzter, who's out for the year with a knee injury. Terrible loss for that defense. He's the captain. As Edwards on 2nd down, throws for Swayze, and it's broken up. What a play there by Tyler Hunter, coming over from his strong safety position to break it up on Cooper Swayze, and now it is 3rd down. And I would say, Ty, you probably have 2 downs to pick up 10 yards here.
I would agree with that because, well, you want to keep that momentum in your favor, Alex. 1st downs are necessary in order to do so.
And that penalty now looms large. That blindside block penalty on 3rd down and 10. Edwards gets protection. Now it breaks down, and he just heaves it to the sideline and throws it away. And now it's 4th and 10. And they were going to send the punt unit out, but now it looks like they're going to send the offense out. And given the fact it's no man's land here and we have a flag, and this could be a substitution infraction on Payson because they didn't know who was supposed to be on the field, or it could be an equipment infraction. Brandon Riley, the judge, says what? So the flag was actually for determining if it was intentional grounding. It was not. But from our vantage point, it looked like Edwards was outside the tackle box and had a receiver in the area, and it got past the line of scrimmage, so it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, 4th and 10. Plenty of time here on the play clock. Now Edwards just backs up, and he's going to pooch punt it, and it looks like it got blocked. And it doesn't work out as well as the Lions wanted it to, as that pooch punt attempt looked like it got partially deflected. And so Timpanogos, with their feet held to the fire, come up with a pretty big stop right there.
And I'm not one to like wasting food because, well, that was a wasted play.
Nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody likes wasting food. As college kids, we do not like wasting food at all.
But in that analogy, I think that play was completely wasted, or that drive was completely wasted for Payson. You're given that good of an opportunity, down 1 score, and you weren't able to capitalize.
Quarterback draw. Riggs just slides forward. Where did he start the slide? They're going to say he started the slide about the 28-yard line.
And so now that gives Timpanogos the opportunity to go back to where they basically came from, and that could make it a 2-score game again.
Riggs. Play action, looking, throws. Graff is open behind the defense and can't come up with it. Boy, he was open behind the defense, and it looked like Riggs was trying to throw him a stop fade rather than a go route because he had his man pretty cleanly beat up that sideline.
And that ball probably should have been caught too, Alex.
It probably should have been, yeah. Third down and 7 again. Both offenses have kind of hit the mud here in this second quarter. Riggs throws, caught. Who else? Livingston in the clear. Swayze to beat. He beats him. Livingston finally shoved out of bounds at the 10. quickly they march to the line. 62 yards. And that puts Livingston well over 100 yards here in the first half receiving. Riggs. Robinson breaks a tackle. And finally he gets brought down to the 9-yard line. Cottle and Beckstead in on the stop. So Livingston has a 7-yard catch for a touchdown. That was his first target of the night, period. He has a 31-yard catch, and now he has a 62-yard catch. What injury? Second down and goal now from the 9. Riggs, Bretzing, sweep. And he gets brought down after a pickup of about a couple. And if you're the Payson defense here, if you're defensive coordinator Isi Filimoyatu, you really want to hold him out of the end zone here at Timpanogos.
I would agree, too, because, well, once again, you waste such a good opportunity that you had during your offense that you're going to have to rely on your defense throughout the course of the night. And this was the momentum that you didn't want to give Timpanogos, and we said that from the start.
Riggs looking, dropped! Ewell came untouched. Lincoln Ewell off the edge, and it's 4th down. A huge play by this defense.
Isn't that what you need in these circumstances here, Alex?
And you talked about it. What a huge play to hold Timpanogos at least to a field goal attempt. Easton Bretzing to try this one now from 35 yards, 36 officially. Snap is good, the hold is good, but the kick is no good. And the Payson Lions dodge a major BB, and they're going to get the ball back with 3:10 to go here in the first half. So Timpanogos goes all the way down the field, not able to score. And Ty Wilkinson, that could be a huge turning point in this ball game.
I think that's a game changer right there, Alex. They could have gone ahead 2 scores. Instead, you prevent that opportunity for them. And now, if you're Payson, you want to get that opportunity as good as you had at the 30-yard line back. And you have to earn that right here. So if you get this momentum in your favor, I think this is very well easily for Payson.
Edwards on first down. It is dropped.
But you got to do it fast and you got to do it quick going into half because we're getting a little bit close to that 3-minute. We're actually right on that 3-minute mark right now.
Remember, Payson still has 2 timeouts left. Timpanogos still has 2 as well. Payson, though, will get the ball to start the second half of proceedings here.
Which gives you more incentive to try to again score.
Right. Look out. That's not going to help. Matt Hall sniffed that out from the start on Dylan Wall. And that Timpanogos defense has just been outstanding since that first drive. And that's a loss of 5, and now you're really backed up against the fire here.
And once again, Payson just needs that. Well, third down, this is not manageable at all, I don't think, for Payson. So you have to do a desperate heave, it feels like.
And now we have a penalty flag down. There was some jawing going on between Wall and Hall at the end of the play. And Brandon Riley's crew is going to try to sort it out. As the frustration continues to build here for Payson of their 5 drives here in the first half, only 2 ended in scores. The other 2 ended in punt and 2 fourth down turnovers. So we'll see what Brandon Riley decides here. And now they just made it a whole lot harder. Because now you got a sideline penalty And now Brandon Riley's having to come over. And, head coach Brian Wall is not happy down here on our far side, on our near sideline. And he better be careful because he's already been booked. And if you get a second unsportsmanlike penalty, you can get ejected.
And it looks like that line to gain is pretty much on the horizon line at this point for Payson.
Yeah, they're going to need a couple of 15-yard penalties to go their way here. Edwards just going to screen it, complete to Beckstead. Try to pick up as much as he can. He'll try to get there. There's a flag down, 2 flags down, in fact, as it was Liam Fuller and I believe it was Wall again on that far sideline. There were 2 flags that came out. One came out from the linesman. The other came out from the umpire. And meanwhile, one of the offensive linemen is in a squat over on that side. It looks like it's Ben Beat, the right guard. Again, Brandon Riley having to sort out the mess here. And now it looks like Beat is down on his back. Now he's up again. See what they decide here. So after all that Opala, we're going to have third down again. It was Fuller and Wall, as we suspected, on that far side, and now we're all going to do it again. Things getting a little chippy here down towards the end of this first half. Edwards looking, throws, that's complete. Swayze trying to get away. Can he get that first down marker? Yes, he can!
Oh,
and
my
plenty
goodness.
more! Cooper Swayze! No flags! Aloha! "92 yards.
I got 3 words: coast to coast.
That's unreal. And guess what, folks? We're tied again. We are tied again at 21 with 1:54. Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson. Don't blink because you will definitely miss it. Cooper Swayze, 92 yards to the Halle. As both superstars now well over 100 yards receiving. Swayze at 100, close to 150 now, and 2 receiving touchdowns as the kickoff is a line drive and will be taken on the sideline by Hunter. And Tyler Hunter gets to the 25, and he'll be brought down right at the 30. Well, that missed field goal looms pretty large now. I mean, that we didn't think it was after that third down and 22, but I guess it was right that they get a second shot at it anyway, that Payson offense.
Well, Timpanogos right now could have been ahead by 3 more points, obviously, had that field goal gone in. But now what's interesting is Timpanogos is basically playing behind because Payson is going to get the ball after the half, so that could pretty much allude to anything.
Quarterback draw. Chase Riggs, he slides down. Picked up about maybe 5 yards. They'll say he started the slide at the 35. Timpanogos has 1 timeout, according to the scoreboard, but we know they have more. They actually have 2 timeouts, and they have plenty of clock to work with. 5 wide, 5 will go into the pattern on 2nd and 4. Riggs throws, that's complete. Rather, it's knocked down, incomplete. As Bretzing was his target, knocked down by Asher Gelmacher, and now it's a pretty big third down here because, as you said, Payson will be playing in front in the second half.
And so is it more incentive, do you think, to score on this particular drive with 1:23 left because they get that ball back, or do you just want to hold them to it?
Riggs, good protection, throw, caught, first down, Graff. And he's across midfield. And he stops the clock while the chains will be set with 1:16 left here in the first half. We have just been in a track meet this entire first half. Riggs looking, throws, got hit as he throws for Graff. Tried to stretch out, couldn't make the catch. As Riggs got planted by Lincoln Ewell on that play. And Ewell, who made the sack that ended up forcing Timpanogos out of the red zone on that last drive, comes up with the quarterback hit.
Well, at least that turf is new. That probably would have hurt a lot more had it been a lot more rugged and old.
Would have hurt a lot more, I think, if it was the old grass field that's still been in here. Livingston lines up top of the screen on 2nd and 10 from the 48. Riggs passing again, throws down the middle, knocked away. What a play! Gabe Graff. It was broken up right as the ball arrived. And that brings up another third down here for the Timpanogos offense.
And that's a clean hit, too.
It is, very. They converted a 3rd down and 5 last time. Now this is a 3rd down and 10. Riggs, good protection, throws, got him again. Josh Graff down the sideline, breaks a tackle, gets down to the 25-yard line. And another 3rd down conversion for Timpanogos, and they are inside of the 25 now, under 50 seconds to go now here in the first half. With Livingston in the slot to the right, don't be surprised, Ty, if he goes again. Guess who's on him? Cooper Swayze, the safety. This should be fun. Riggs throws. Try to go to the other Graff, but that one is incomplete. And there are 33 seconds left here in the first half.
You almost wonder what Timpanogos' play call can draw up. They've gone pretty far down the field just throughout the course of this drive.
And throughout the course of the first half, really, but it's a surprise they have only 21 points on the board. Low snap for Riggs, has a man chasing him, throws for Livingston, and it's incomplete. He threw it into double coverage. Ivins was over there, Tanner Ivins and Asher Gelmacher. And once again, Ty, it will be 3rd down and 10. And now the question becomes, do you play for 2 downs here if you're offensive coordinator Devin McCann?
I believe so. 27 seconds is still a lot of time if you're Timpanogos, especially when Payson is going to get that ball back. And you don't want to play from behind, especially as good as the Timpanogos team has been.
Riggs throws, Bretzing, first down. Did he get out of bounds? Where are they going to mark him? They're actually going to mark him short by about a yard. I thought he got there, but apparently they're going to mark him short of the line to gain. And Timpanogos will call its 2nd timeout here with 20 seconds left here in the first half to try to build the drama.
Does this reminisce what feels like the end of a game already?
It may be what we get at the end of the game.
I hope so.
But anyway, Ty, back to what we were saying. I should correct my bearings here. Devin McCann, the offensive coordinator, has called a great first half here for Timpanogos. But what do you do here on 4th and 1? Because you could run it, and you could potentially pick up the first down. The problem is now, according to at least the scoreboard, you don't have any timeouts left, so you're going to have to get at least a couple of plays here into the huddle.
Well, that's a name that we haven't heard very often, too, is a pass rush by Easton Brenson. I don't even think he has a touchdown tonight.
Well, he does have the opening rushing touchdown, yes.
He has 1 rushing touchdown, as opposed to his other 3 that he had last night. But that's a name that you're not going to be hearing very often as you see an empty backfield formation.
And Luke Livingston going to take it on 4th and 1. He's going to run it and get it. And he dives forward on that bad ankle to about the 11-yard line, and Timpanogos will immediately call their final timeout. The scoreboard here says they have no timeouts, but I think the count of the scoreboard here is off. Timpanogos actually did have 2 timeouts left to go. Payson had 2 as well. So with 14 seconds left, Livingston and co. move the sticks.
A lot of captain mentality there, too, for Luke Livingston, being able to come back and kind of just thrive. It feels like he's already been here and he knows exactly what he's doing, and he hasn't, wavered.
So with 13 seconds left, 14 officially left here in the first half, it is 1st and 10, Timpanogos on the Lion 11. And I believe the imperative here for Chase Riggs is he cannot take a sack in this situation. Graff to the left, Livingston top of the screen to the right. Bretzing in the shotgun, tailback at Riggs' left hip. Riggs to his right, throws to the corner, and it's incomplete. And it would have actually been, I think, an incomplete pass anyway. Dash McCann would not have been able to haul it in. So now there are 7 seconds left, 6 on our scorebug. Very interesting to see how aggressive offensive coordinator Devin McCann and head coach Austin Heaps wants to be here with 7 seconds, because you can't complete anything to the middle of the field here, Ty.
Well, Payson's pass coverage is also going to have to step up, too, because all that Timpanogos, I believe, is going to do is try to pass, because, well, obviously running will run down clock, and timeouts are not in your favor anymore.
And so Payson going to use one of their timeouts here to try and draw up something defensively. See what defensive coordinator Isi Filimoyatu will go with. As we have 6 seconds left in the first half, Timpanogos and Payson deadlocked at 21 with the Lions on the doorstep. The Wolves on the doorstep.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
6 seconds left here in the first half. Timpanogos and Payson are tied at 21. And what will very likely be the final play of the first half. Alexander Chmilip and Ty Wilkinson here. As Riggs will go under the shotgun once more. Livingston got one-on-one coverage to the right. Riggs for Livingston, and that was just to throw it away. There are 2 seconds left. And
do you think about going for points here and try to kick a field goal, or do you want to go into the end zone and go for it all?
Well, for now, it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field here. Big risk being taken here by head coach Austin Heaps. So this could be a very important moment in the game. 3rd and goal at the 11. Tied at 21. Riggs to throw. End zone. Nobody there. Incomplete. And that's how the first half comes to a close. So Payson got the opening touchdown. Timpanogos scored 21 straight. And then the Lions answer with 2 quick scores. And Ty Wilkinson, we are set up for a great second half here on the South Shores.
I would agree. Great job by Payson to get that coverage stop right in the end of the end zone and preventing any other points from happening. I was kind of shocked to see Timpanogos wasn't going to go for points to see if they could get the lead going into the half. But nonetheless, Payson, I think, could... You can say that you got the momentum in your favor because you get that ball back at the half.
Well, what a second half we're set up for here on homecoming night here in Payson. Blackjacks on the scoreboard. 21-all is your score at the break. When you come back, we'll have the Payson High homecoming ceremony, and then we'll have the kickoff for the second half. This is KSLSports.com's coverage of Timpanogos football, presented by Brent Brown, Toyota Scion. Welcome back, everyone, as we get set for the second half of Timpanogos football presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion on this pleasant Friday night from the South Shores of Utah Lake in Payson, Utah. Alexander Timothy alongside Ty Wilkinson. Blackjacks on the scoreboard as we start the third quarter here in about a matter of minutes. So I turn to you, Ty, and it has gone about as we expected. The two superstar pairings, Livingston and Riggs on Timpanogos side. Livingston, a touchdown catch, over 100 yards receiving. Cooper Swayze, 2 touchdown catches, and over 150 yards receiving in that first half, including that 92-yard touchdown that really got this crowd back into it. We now head into this second half where it almost comes down to, as we kind of talked about, not so much the play on the field, but the mental game at this point, the moral of who wants it more in this situation.
And I completely agree with that, but we said that the momentum game and like the amount of energy that a team can provide can determine how they do the rest of the night. These are two programs where the students are just as talented, like when they face each other, as you would probably ever see in Utah, I feel like. But once again, that momentum aspect can, well, show out more than the others would say, because, well, momentum can not only prove that you are capable and willing, but it also shows that you have faith and will and pride in your team in order to try to get that win.
And let's touch on that for a second, the pride and the willingness and the energy in the teams. That was really on display in that first half because Timpanogos put up 21 straight points after going behind 7-0 early, Ty, and Payson just could have easily folded up and shut the chairs and say, you know what, let's move on to the second half. But they didn't. They came back. They fought back in that first half. And Timpanogos very much did the same thing in the first half. You could tell just how much these two teams understand the magnitude of this game tonight that we said coming off the top. It's two Region 8 contenders virtually playing tonight to stay in the region race or to be eliminated from it.
And you don't want to be eliminated from it either, and both teams don't want to get eliminated easy, and they're not going to go down without a fight, as we've seen. Like you said, Blackjacks are on the scoreboard, so only time will tell what is going to happen next, because these two programs, I think, are going to come out fierce, they're going to come out fiery, and I think they're going to have incentive and motive to try to get that win as much at as all costs as they possibly can.
So, Ty, one area of concern we have to talk about, of course, is the inability of Timpanogos to cash in on opportunities. They had several opportunities to cash in the end of the first half. That play with 2 seconds left where they could have kicked a field goal, the missed field goal by Easton Bretzing. You look at those points right now, that's 6 points that could have been on the scoreboard, or at least 3 that could come back to loom very large in a game like this where offense looks like it's going to be a story all the way down to the final whistle.
And I think that kind of offsets, though, but let me tell you why. Payson had that opportunity at the 30-yard line closer in the second quarter. So I think that's what's going to be a little bit of a benefactor to Payson is getting those positive yardages. But I agree with you. Timpanogos, they went down the field. They could have had opportunities to get points, but they didn't cash in on those opportunities like you said. But I also think Payson, it kind of just offsets because, well, both teams had mistakes, but I guess that's why the game is as even as it is right now, Alex.
Yep, and that's what we expected, right, coming into the ball game, right, Ty? Like, we expected it was going to be an even matchup as the horn blows to start the second half here. And what is expected to be a very fiercely competitive second half here on the South Shores, and we'd like to bring you up to date, of course, on the BYU score. We know a lot of people are at Lavelle Edwards Stadium tonight. BYU currently leading 7-0. That game is over on the worldwide leader. Jacob Robinson with a pick 6 off Emory Jones. And the Cougars currently have the ball. Well, they had the ball. Now they're going to punt it away on 4th and 8 in their own territory. And yes, Ty Wilkinson, I really did just pull a Kevin Harlan, call 2 games at once.
The references, Alex, I'll tell you.
Well, anyway, back to this game. Easton Bretzing, as we were, kickoff will go right through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And that will bring out this Payson offense under the tutelage of Cade Edwards, who really, Ty, hit the mud in that toward the end of that first half. But other than that 92-yard touchdown to Cooper Swayze and on the opening drive of the ball game, we really didn't see that much from Payson in the first half. So this is a very big drive for them with the advantage that they have currently to start the third.
I'll tell you what, if it weren't for that 92-yard play, I don't think Payson would have had as much motive and energy as they did going into the half, especially considering Timpanogos got that ball. I think Temp probably could have scored had it not been for that momentum gain. And we keep talking about it. We're probably going to talk about it the rest of the night.
Keel lines up in the backfield, 1st and 10. And it is a fake pitch to him. Edwards looking in the flat, now throws, and it's picked off. First play of the second half is intercepted, and that's Robbie Parsons, who came up, like we said in the first half, with a big fumble recovery and a pick last week. That time, Edwards makes the first big mistake of the night, and Timpanogos has it on the sudden change.
Payson, that's not what you want to do whatsoever. You get the ball coming out of half, you have that momentum in your favor going into the half, and then giving it right to Timpanogos, and now they're already knocking on the door of the red step. Or sorry, they're knocking on the door to the red zone, and could very well have an opportunity to score here with it in a couple plays.
See if they can cash in here, though. 1st and 10, easier said than done. Here's Bretzing on the right side. He gets a good block from Robinson, spins off a couple of tackles, and then Tanner Ivins comes over to waffle board him to the turf. And it's that Timpanogos defense that's been stepping up time and again, like we said last week against Mountain View, forcing 4 turnovers. That's the first big one of the night. Robinson again on 2nd down this time, gets into the stack. He'll pick up about a yard. And it will be 3rd down and call it about maybe 6 here for Timpanogos, in what will all likelihood be 4-down territory here for the Wolves.
And so what's interesting too is, well, I want to see if the Timberwolves are able to get across this line of get across the line to gain, because that will determine if they want to go for a field goal here, which has already been missed today, or if they want to go for it because, well, obviously this is a really crucial point.
3rd down, and they find the man, Josh Graff, and a big 1st down, and every time they have needed it, they go to number 9, and that time he picks up 12. When they needed only 9, and a 1st down for the Wolves.
And like we said before, it's just that motivation and carry that can keep a team going. You go to 3rd down, and now your defense has to start over.
Riggs, pump fake, throws, wide open, touchdown! Dash McCann! Cash McCann, excuse me. And I'm sure Uncle Dave is smiling. And what a start to the second half for Timpanogos. Ty, they get the takeaway and they cash in, literally and figuratively speaking, and they jump in front.
I want to go back to the analogy you just said, dash. That was so fast. I just blinked. He's already across the end zone from the 20-yard line. Like, are you serious?
Could have fooled me. I thought he was throwing a graph. There were 2 people open on the play as Parker Harvey knocks through the extra point, and just like that, with 10:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter, just off and running, the Timpanogos Timberwolves get the takeaway, and they get the touchdown. They lead by 7 here in the 3rd. What a start to the second half for Coach Austin Heaps' crew, Alexander Timolip and Ty Wilkinson here at Payson High School. Timpanogos gets the pick by Robbie Parsons, and they turn it into 6. Thanks to Cash McCann and the touchdown that puts Timpanogos up 28-21 here in the 3rd quarter, as a line drive kick this time by Easton Bretzing will trundle through the back of the end zone. It's a good time to remind you that Advanced Windows is having their fall windows sale, Ty. You can get $2,000 off 10 windows or more, but that's not all.
Yeah, you can also get 60 months with 0 interest financing for a limited time only. Call them today, 801-850-9100 before the cold blows in. And that's to say the least. Cold's coming soon, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd like to thank our friends at Advanced Windows for Their sponsorship of KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of high school sports all school year long. So Cash Edwards off the pick, hands to Peyton Sorensen, and he gets stoned at the line of scrimmage. Matai To'a, the nose guard, rides him to the turf. And he's made a couple of big plays here, number 55 in the middle for that Timpanogos defense.
That's what you want to see for a defensive line, especially like I don't think defensive linemen get enough credit as they do because they're not the ones who get the points that are scored.
That's true. Unless you're Daniel Sauce Williams, who rumbled 41 yards against New Mexico State last week, as that pass is deflected and incomplete. Jesse King getting in on the fun. Number 50 coming away with the PBU.
How about that?
Boy, now it's 3rd down and 11 here for Payson, and you could feel, Ty, the momentum. The momentum is clearly swung the way of the Wolves. They're feeling it.
It heavily shifted. I think Payson was coming into this with a little bit too much confidence.
Huge 3rd down. They already converted a 3rd and 22. Cooper Swayze with a 92-yard touchdown. Do they have another one here? Edwards, good protection. Throws. That is broken up. Tyler Hunter coming up from his free safety position. And it's 3 and gone for the Payson Lions. So not the start they were hoping for here in the second half, Ty. A turnover, a sudden change. They give up the score, and now they go 3 and out. And their feet are being really held to the fire here to start this 3rd quarter.
Coaching staff of Timpanogos just went crazy on the other sideline. Like, I think this is very heavily momentally in favor of Timpanogos, as we've seen.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Joe Haymore has got to be loving it as that ball. Payson coaching staff was all up in arms saying that touched an up back. I thought it might have from up here, but there's also a flag down in the area of where the punt was supposed to be fielded. So I wonder out loud if it's actually could be fair catch interference against Timpanogos, or it might just be no foul.
Brandon Riley, I saw.
Yeah, Brandon Riley's waved off. Did he wave off the flag? Looked like he did.
He signaled forward progress too, so I think he waved it off.
So I think he was trying to throw. I think they were trying to throw the beanbag. Is probably what happened. So you spot the ball. Riggs swings it out. 1st down. That's complete. That's Pretzing. Flag down on the far side. He hurdles a man across the 40, out of bounds at the 35. There's also a flag down at the spot where Pretzing hurdled the man and lowered his shoulder. So there's 2 flags down, one here on this near side and then one on the far side.
He missed the track.
It'll be a double whammy here for Timpanogos. Yeah, they are called for this penalty. Again, Brandon Riley is our official. We have the ability to hear him tonight from the press box. Let's see what the judge has to say here. Because it looks like Timpanogos is already backing up. See what he says. They still haven't sorted it out yet. So they picked up the flag on the near side. Only the foul is for hurdling. Because as in high school football, you cannot hurdle a man. In college and in the NFL, you can, but in high school football in the United States, you cannot do that.
I can't lie. I had no idea that was a rule. I guess
it's player safety, yeah. It makes sense with the hurdling and the leaping and the trucking rule, too, that they have in there as well. This pass is caught. That's Jones. Jones is going to get most of the yards back, plus a few more as Nielsen tears him out of bounds. And Jones, who has been a reliable target the last couple of weeks with the injuries in the receiving corps, comes up with about 15 on that play.
Now you get back to the original line of scrimmage that you were at 2nd down and 10, so it's basically almost if nothing ever happened.
Livingston lined up, man-to-man coverage. Instead, it's Robinson right side, right up the gut. Right behind Philly Afu, that big right guard, and he picks up about maybe 5, and it'll be 3rd and a manageable 5 here for the Timberwolves. So after all of that, with the penalties, they have a pretty manageable 3rd down here. A late snap, and it's a completion to Livingston. He gets a block. He's going to be short of the first down. We'll see what head coach Brian Wall decides to do with the block in the back on Jaden Robinson. And I think if you're Brian Wall here, Tyler. I called you Ty. Sorry, Tyler. Sorry, Ty. I think, Ty, you take this penalty and back it up 10 yards because you don't want to give Timpanogos a short fourth down.
I wouldn't think so either because you get them so close to that point that they're on the brink of not knowing what they wanted to do. So if you will take those yards that they're going to basically give you, I mean, I don't know.
So it's a blindside block, actually, not a block in the back against Jaden Robinson. So that'll make it third and really long here. 8:48 to go here, third quarter. If you're just joining us, Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson from Payson High. Timpanogos off a sudden change in that turnover by Robbie Parsons scored on their opening possession of the third quarter, and they now have a chance to go up 2 scores, but they need to convert a third and long. Riggs on third and long. Steps up. Throws. Caught. Bretzing. He's close. Where are they going to mark him? And it looks like one official is marking him at the marker. The other one is marked short by about a chain link. And it is going to be fourth and about a foot here. And gotta wonder about the quick snap here if you're the Payson Lions. Riggs. Bretzing. Got it, and then some. Puts his head down, and he got the first down to the 35.
Good blocks in front right there.
Very. The Afu brothers, Kavini and Fili, getting up there to the second level and blowing up that play. Second fourth down conversion of the night for the Wolves. 1st and 10 from the Payson 35. Riggs now throws. That pass looked like it got tipped. And it hit the down marker on the far sideline, caused it to keel over.
Hit the target.
You hit the target, but not literally.
Mm-hmm.
Timpanogos threatening here with 7:50 to go here in the third quarter. We still have a long way to go here in this one, folks. It was a wild first half, and we're not expecting anything less here in the second. Riggs on second down, swings it again to Bretzing. Bretzing this time puts his head down and just bowls over Tanner Ivins on that far sideline. Man, Easton Bretzing is playing with some juice here tonight.
And we didn't call his name very much in the first half, just considering their passing game, I guess, that Timpanogos has been playing.
Third down again, 3rd and 5 this time. High snap. Bretzing is going to be short again. Once again, short by about the length of a J-Dog. And they're going to go for it again. Riggs looks like he's going to sneak it. Actually, was just trying to jump him offside, so they'll run the play here. Timpanogos already converted a 4th and a foot. Now they have another 4th and a foot to deal with here.
Empty backfield, notice that.
Very interesting call. Riggs, drop the snap! No matter what, Payson has it! Tanner Ivins with the recovery. No matter what, Payson takes over, and they dodge yet another bullet.
And now I think you have a little bit of room to celebrate, but the work's not done yet. That offense has to start getting to work, and they got to start getting to work fast here.
Again, and though, another high snap by that Timpanogos offensive line. That has been a problem all night long.
And we talked about how weird it was that they just ran an empty backfield in a 5-receiver set and were unable to even get a throwaway.
Ryan Goreka has had some troublesome snaps tonight, the center, number 69. Edwards 1st and 10 now from the 29, following the TO on D. Here is a handoff to Keel. And again, not much room up that left side. He gets about maybe 3. They'll give him 4. Keel, who started the game, Peyton Sorensen then took his place as the tailback later on in the second quarter. And it's been mostly Keel and Sorensen doing the double duty here tonight. Edwards to throw, pressure, throws, and it is incomplete. And there is a late flag, and I mean a late flag.
That came all the way from the other
That came all the way from the other side of the field. The signal is it's a holding against Timpanogos. We'll see what Brandon Riley, the official, says. It could also be a legal man downfield. But it looks like it's moving forward. Matt Hall called for the holding. And so Payson gets a bit of life here. Fourth penalty of the night called against Timpanogos. And they all have been huge. Triple wide receiver lines up to the right. Keel. Misdirection, right side. Trying to flow to that right side. Gets a block. Gets a really good one. Now he could take off. And he gets planted right at the marker by Tyler Hunter. Coming up from his free safety spot. But it looked like Timpanogos had that pretty well strung out. But that was pretty good there by that offensive line by Payson to get out there on the edge.
And still stops him a little bit short. And that's going to be a very interesting yard for Payson to get because they've ran so many different plays of so much different diversity. You can run it, you can throw it. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like one particular play stands out from Payson. So I'm interested to see what their itinerary is to try to get a little bit more deeper into Timpanogos territory.
2nd down and 1, and now we have a flag. And we're going to have an offside, I think, against Timpanogos. So another first down via penalty for the Lions on this drive. 5:57 halfway through here in this third quarter. From the 43 of Timpanogos, Edwards in the gun. Pressure, pass, looked like it was tipped again. But it falls incomplete, intended to that left side. MJ Iosefo there. David Fulmer on the intended receiver, and it was MJ Iosefo who had the coverage. 5:53 to go, third quarter. 2nd and 10 now from the 44. Edwards. Protection holds up. Gets out to his left. King chasing it, now throws and just throws it into the bench. And that was almost picked off actually by Hunter trying to do choke drag swag on that sideline. And again, another third down here for this Payson offense. And I have to say, Joe Haymore's defense is doing really good at covering up the downfield shots. There had just not been a lot of downfield shots for tonight for that Payson offense.
And we saw that against Mountain View last week, too, that they weren't allowing those massive plays to happen. Well, that's courtesy of Mountain View's quarterback not being exactly exuberant with the passes because, well, Timpanogos would pick it off every single time. But now you're playing a different challenge in Payson. And so now you're sitting at 3rd down and 10. We'll see if they can get a stop.
Pitch goes to Keel. And Keel is swallowed up at the line. Liam Fuller playing down in that nickel position. And he did not get even but a yard on the play. It is 4th down. And now Payson needs to go for this.
This is a really benefactor play.
And this could be yes, you're right. This could be a huge play. Edwards, sprint, rolling, good protection, throw. It is! Is that caught? No, incomplete. Swayze didn't get the foot down, and I don't think he had control either. And so the Timberwolves answer back with a TO on D as they turn away the Lions.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
I'd like to thank Brent Brown Toyota Scion for its sponsorship of Timpanogos football. Riggs rolling out, throws on the run, incomplete. Intended up that sideline for Gabe Graff.
You know the term, Alex, so close yet so far away?
I do know that term.
I think Payson kind of just experienced that in themselves because, well...
But both defenses have been tremendous here.
Indeed, but the opportunities that Payson has had, I feel like getting into Timpanogos is... Every time that Timpanogos knows that they're in their territory, they're on them like wolves, like quite literally, because they are the Timberwolves. I guess that's why they say that.
Are you playing on words because it's a full moon?
I am. Don't mind me.
Well, anyway, here's a screen, and Bretzing's got wide open space. And Bretzing is going to get brought down very close to the marker. Boy, he had some green turf to roam out there. They had everybody fooled back there, but it's going to be 3rd down and short again. Officially marked it 3rd down and 2. Bretzing gets the handoff, and he did not get there. He gets stoned this time. Owen Cottle. And now what do you do if you're Timpanogos?
Let's see.
You're 4th down and 2 on basically midfield.
Last time against Mountain View, it was a gamble, it felt like. The 4th down did not come in their favor. Tonight, I think they're 3 for 3. We'll see.
2 for 3, actually, if you count the other one. They're 3 for 4 now. That's Bretzing. Bretzing breaking tackles and guided out of bounds to the sideline at the 30. There's also a flag down, and I believe we're going to have an extra 15 tacked on for a face mask against the Lions. Brandon Riley still standing over there on that far sideline. Remember, we want to bring you up to date on that Cincinnati-BYU game. Cincinnati just tied the game at 7. Remember, that game is on the worldwide leader. But we know you didn't hear us come to talk about that. And we have had a dandy of a ball game here tonight, here at Payson High School. As the Jeopardy category write-ups, as the final Jeopardy meeting still continues here. Now here comes Brandon Riley. We'll see what he says. Wow, another costly penalty against Payson. That's going to move the ball inside the red zone now for Timpanogos. Mark it off half the distance of the goal.
And that's not where you want to put Timpanogos either whenever...
How much I want you to bet they're going to throw to Luke Livingston here if he's in on this play?
I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd put 100 on it. I can't say.
Okay,
yep,
the gauntlet's been thrown down. Riggs, high snap, looked like a broken play. And he gets smothered to the turf. Better protect that football. And now, some extracurricular activity after the play, but we've had that all night. I don't think the officials are going to be too keen on throwing flags like that at this point in the ball game, unless it got really out of hand. No gain on that one for Riggs. In fact, they're going to say he gained 1. Livingston already has a touchdown tonight, plus over 100 yards receiving. 5 going to the pattern here on 2nd and goal. They throw. Graff puts his shoulder down inside the 10. He is in for the touchdown. There is a flag down, and there's going to be an extra one for celebration on Graff. It'll be interesting to see here, Ty, what they call. Are they going to say that Graff initiated contact with the crown of the helmet? Because if it is, there is no score on the play. So we're going to have to see here. It looked like from up here that Graff led with the crown of his helmet, though.
I would say so, but what's going to be, I guess, interesting to see is the celebration afterwards.
That adds on another 15 yards back the other way.
That's what I was thinking, too, because
they've already put it up on the scoreboard here. Timpanogos goes up 2 scores, but we haven't put it up yet on our scoreboard because we're trying to figure out if this is what I think it is. Because from up here, Ty, from the sound the hit made, it did sound like he led with the crown of the helmet.
It sounded like it. We'll see.
By the way, Dusty Litzer just texted me if we're in the third and not the fourth quarter. Yes, we are. We really are in the third quarter, folks. It has been a crazy one here tonight. As Brandon Riley's crew, looks like they've gone over to Austin Heaps now. Well, we'll see what the judge says. Because they have already put it up on the scoreboard. We'll see if this is indeed a personal foul on Graf or it's a personal foul on Asher Geldmacher for leading with his crown of the helmet. Well, here it is. So both penalties will be assessed on the kickoff. It is indeed on Asher Geldmacher for lowering his helmet. But what a big touchdown by that Timpanogos offense to regain the momentum. And now Brandon Riley's coming over to have a chat with Brian Wall, rather, the head coach. You kind of wonder what this could be about, I wonder.
I mean, when coaches and refs convene, it's kind of like oil and water.
Yeah, really.
About something.
I think they're probably talking about the enforcement of the penalties on the kickoff. But because there was one penalty against Payson, one penalty against Timpanogos, it will offset on the kickoff. At least that's what I think it is. I believe we're going to hear from Brandon Riley, the referee, here in just a few moments. So they're going to say that. So Brandon Riley, for those that couldn't hear on the live mic here in the stadium, he said that the live ball targeting foul will be enforced on the kickoff. And the extra point is the one that's going to receive the 15-yard penalty.
Well, always good to get clarification, you know?
All I can say to that is, okay, whatever. So out comes Parker Harvey, in comes Easton Bretzing for a much less higher percentage extra point attempt. Instead of attempting it at the 2, this will instead be at the 17. So here we go. Bretzing for the extra point. Good snap. Good hold. It is good. Just over the crossbar. And the Timpanogos Timberwolves restore their 2-score lead late here in the third quarter.
Well, they don't ask how far. They ask how many.
Seriously. But anyway, Ty, let's get back to our point here. we can't underscore how big that touchdown was for Timpanogos, finally cashing in on another opportunity to finally go up by 2 scores again. It seems like they've had the ball in their corner all night when they've had that opportunity, but this is really the first time we've seen them cash that opportunity all night long.
And it tells you that they kind of learned from their mistake the first couple of times that had already happened. So that's very reassuring for Timpanogos to show that you're able to conquer adversity and keep Payson, I guess, in their place, per se. Because, well, Payson had to come back just in order to be where they are today. Mind you, we were tied going into the first part of the second half. And now nothing has changed for Payson, and 2 scores have already been applied to this new score for Timpanogos.
Yeah, and you also consider the fact Payson had the ball and the momentum to begin the second half tie, and they promptly turned it over. A Robbie Parsons pick, sudden change, short field. They were able to go down and score, were the Timberwolves. And now here we are, Timpanogos up 2 scores with still a lot of time left, but you have to feel, though, Ty, any hope of getting the momentum pendulum swung back in the Lions' favor, it has to start right now.
I heavily agree. Look, Easton Brensing is kicking within the territory.
Yeah, I was about to say
put it through the uprights.
I was about to say he might want to. Well, he's going to try to squib it, and it will go across the goal line. So that, by rule, is a touchback. So Payson comes out here. There are 3 drives here in the second half there are only 2 drives here in the third quarter tie have been interception leading to the touchdown, and then a turnover on downs inside of Timpanogos territory. They really need to get something going here.
Well, Payson has done it before. We've already seen him have to come back already. And so when you're given these circumstances as Payson, you really just need to capitalize on every opportunity that you're given. But unfortunately, they're 0 for 2 on really keen-in opportunities.
Edwards on first down, throws, and a low throw, incomplete. Dylan Wall, the intended receiver there, with 3:06 to go here in the third quarter, and Payson down by 2 scores. It was tied at 21 at the half, but Timpanogos has shut out Payson here in the third quarter. And the 2 drives for Payson ended in an interception leading to a touchdown by Timpanogos and then a turnover on downs. Edwards throws. That's complete. Tanner Ivins. And he goes down. The ball came out, but after forward progress was stopped. And a sorely needed conversion to move the sticks there for the Lions on that play.
You just need this momentum game here, Alex.
They sure do. It seems like time and again they have been knocking on the door, but they just have not been able to break through.
It's just the amount of opportunities that they've been kind of just throwing away. No receiver set here, though. Very interesting.
Well, you still got a lot of time. Here's a sweep to the near side to Keogh. Gets a great block. Puts his head down. And he'll pick up about maybe 5 yards off that right side. Tyler Miller, or rather Tyler Hunter, finally brought him down.
So now second down.
Yeah, you got about maybe 5 yards.
Territory.
2 minutes to go, third quarter. Long way to go here on the South Shore. Don't expect we've seen the end of the fireworks here tonight. Edwards to Keel, left side, and he's going to get smothered in the backfield. MJ Yosefo and Brighton Tate come in to make the stop at Al. A loss of 2 there, and now it is a big third down here for this offense.
Well, not only is it a loss of 2, but it's also a loss of your momentum as well.
Exactly right. Clock heading towards 1 minute, 30 seconds here, third quarter. 2-score game. Edwards, screen, caught, and nobody fooled on that one. MJ Yosefo was first, Mataitoa second, no gain, and it's fourth down, and Payson is going to punt the football away.
It's just unfortunate. Seriously, the amount of opportunities that I think Payson has had close to about 3. Just the offense is not given the opportunity to capitalize.
4th down and 6 now from the 47. Hunter stands back for the punt, and it's a fake! And it is going to be close. It is going to be really close. And they are not going to get it. They tried to pull the trickery, and Nash Price, the rover, sniffed out the play and shut the door. Another big stop by that Timberwolf defense.
What a wall. I'll give Payson credit for the trickery, but when you fight with fire for too long, it'll burn you.
Boy, defensive coordinator Joe Haymore for Timpanogos, Ty, has got to be loving this performance from his defense so far here tonight through 3 quarters. This has been a night and day Timpanogos defense we've seen from the last couple seasons. 2 turnovers on downs, including that interception by Robbie Parsons. And now the snap goes over Riggs' head. He's going to eat it smartly back at the 32-yard line. And that will, in all likelihood, take us to the finish line here in the 3rd quarter. Meanwhile, though, we have a man down. And that's Orion Goreka, the center, who's had trouble with snaps for most of the night, Ty, and now it looks like Timpanogos might be down their center because Goreka's a big part of that offensive line.
You never want to see a player like that down either.
Yeah, it's never good, especially when an offensive lineman gets in the middle of the pile. You have all sorts of bodies falling on top of you. We'll step aside and hope for the best for Orion Goreka. Orion Goreka being helped up off the field. Not with much assistance, so he looks like he's okay. As we're back here for the final 11 seconds here of the 3rd quarter. Timpanogos leading Payson 35-21. Actually, there are 37 seconds left. We're going to let, if they're going to let it go, and they are going to let it go to the end of the 3rd quarter. What a quarter it was for the Timpanogos Timberwolves. The sudden change, the score, and they've kept the momentum in their favor. We haven't seen the end of the fireworks tonight, folks. Don't go anywhere. Final 12 minutes when we return. Well, folks, buckle up. We haven't seen the end of the fireworks here tonight at Payson High School. 35-21, our score. Alexander Timble alongside my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson. Remember that at the end of tonight's game, Ty and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game, the full-service law firm committed to winning for you, the client. Call them today at 801-754-4240 today, or call them at 801-472-7742 to schedule your free consultation with them, courtesy of the Rewind Sports Network. And we have a flag. Think I know what this is. Philly Afu called for the false start, the left guard. Start the fourth quarter here on this Friday night. From the 27-yard line, this is second down and a mile. As Riggs throws, that pass was deflected and nearly picked off. That screen was pretty well read. Lincoln Ewell was in the vicinity of the pass. And Ty, I think on third down and a country mile to go here, you just got to protect the football here.
Honestly, third down and 30, if you could hear the PA announcer.
Another high snap. Livingston out in the flat. He's trying to pick up as much as he can before he's just scored out of bounds by Geldmacher. And it's fourth down, and the Timberwolves will punt for the first time, Ty, since the beginning of the second quarter. It has been quite a while since they have punted the football.
A little bit too long, some would say, for that matter. But
this is the opportunity that Payson was looking for. They got the stop. Now they need to convert.
And here it is right now.
Yep. Bretzing's punt is a high wobbler. Fair catch signal for and made by Ethan Nielsen at the 35. And that's where they will take over. Will the Payson Lions? It's our chance to remind you that the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com's coverage is presented by Advanced Windows, who is holding their Advanced Windows Fall Sale. $2,000 off 10 windows or more, Ty, but we know that's not all.
Yeah, it's not. You can also get 60 months with 0% interest financing for a limited time only. Call them today, 801-850-9100 before the cold gets in, and I'll tell you what, it's coming in quick.
It sure is. Leaves are already changing color across the Wasatch front. Huge drive here for the Lions. A lot of time to go, two-score game. Edwards from the gun. Look, short. That's complete. Sitting in the zone, making the catch, breaking tackles, and getting roughed up out of bounds there was Porter Beckstead. Marley Yosefo, MJ's brother, got over there to escort him out, but not before he picked up a first down.
Well, this game is still far from over. Payson always gets to this point right here, though. They get to midfield, and it feels like their territory just can't evade it anymore.
Edwards, pressure breaks down, now throws, and just throws it away in the direction of Porter Beckstead. As we said, Payson's 3 second-half drives, tied. Turnover on downs, two turnovers on downs, and a punt, plus an interception. So that's 4 drives, actually, I stand corrected. This Timpanogos defense has just been lights out here in the second half. Edwards, protection is good. To his left, now just heaves it wide open as Beckstead, and he cannot make the catch. And he took a shot from Tyler Hunter at the end of the play, and I mean he took a lick. And looked like he got the wind seriously knocked out of him on that play. And you can't really blame him, Ty, for dropping that one. I mean, that was a vicious hit he took from Tyler Hunter. And we should point out that was a clean hit.
It was a clean hit, but it was one right to the ribs, so you're not...
Yeah, not a lot of padding in that area. Oh, boy. We're going to hope the best for Porter Beckstead. This would be a massive loss for Payson, both offensively and defensively, as they try to mount a comeback here in the final 11-19.
Looks like you just got the new wind dog now. Nothing too major. Thank goodness.
Hopefully that's it. I mean, we saw Travis Hunter of Colorado, remember, took a hit to that same area, except to the front side in the midsection, and he ended up going to the hospital when he came back in.
Well, back to the football aspect. This is a very interesting third down dynamic. We always mention once Payson gets close to this 50-yard line and within the territory of Timpanogos, it seems that they just crumble. And that seems to have been the case for the past 3 drives that they've had.
Turn it over on downs on a fake punt, turn it over on downs regular style, and they also had an interception on their first possession. What do they do here on 3rd and 10 from midfield again? Edwards, pressure coming, slides up in the pocket, now he's going to try to run, and he's going to get out of bounds with about 7 yards close to maybe 7. They're going to give him officially 5, but that makes it a little bit more manageable here for this 4th down. Or rather, is it 3rd or 4th down? I thought it was 4th down. And I think it actually is 4th down. The scoreboard here is correct. So this is 4th down. Asher Gelmacher, and once more, Payson cannot convert inside midfield. We sound like a broken record, Ty, but that's how it's gone all night long here. Ever since the start of the second half, it has been all Timpanogos defensively.
That's what I like, though, that Timpanogos has brought to the table, is that they're...
And not something we counted on coming into this game.
That's something even fun. It's like there's, I don't know, a force field or something at that 50-yard line that just evades Payson from entering, because everything that they do and everything that they try, every play dynamic that they rule out, Timpanogos has been able to just stop.
So Timpanogos really with a chance to go for the jugular here. They're up by 2 scores, still 11 minutes to go, but they have the ball and they have the momentum. Here is Bretzing, and he gets bottled up in the backfield.
And bottled up, to say the least.
That is some start. That is some start for that Payson defense. And if there was ever a time the Lions needed a stop for defensive coordinator Isifile Moeatu, this is it. Timpanogos trying to keep pace with Provo. With 2 weeks to go in the regular season. Payson trying to stay in the region race. Riggs on 2nd down. Pumps once. Throws for Livingston. He's got him. What a throw and what a catch. A 1st down inside the 45.
Is he just not calm and collected?
It's like he's a safety blanket. When in doubt, go to 2. Livingston well over 100 yards receiving now in this ball game. First down and 10 from the 42. Bretzing, or this is Robinson right side. He gets behind his blocker, the H-back Raff, and he gets brought down after a pickup of about maybe 5 yards.
So it looks like Timpanogos has it figured out. Payson's defense has been out there for quite a while during the course of this game.
They really have. They've been out there for almost the entire second half.
And when you're out there for so long and when you're the offense, you get to kind of discover the poker face that Payson once had toward the beginning of the game.
2nd down now from the 37. Riggs, straight drop, throws, and it's incomplete. Pretty well covered there was Livingston. And now this brings up a monster 3rd down here. With still 9 minutes to go here, Ty, but given the fact that Timpanogos' offense isn't going to stop scoring anytime soon, Payson needs a stop.
Well, it's not a doubt in my mind that this is anyone's game, especially considering it's only a 2-score game. But considering what's been going on these past couple drives, past 3 or so drives, I should say, it should be a little bit interesting. I'll see if Timpanogos can convert.
They swing it out. Bretzing, does he have a blocker? He is not going to get the 1st down. He'll pick up about a yard. Great pursuit by that Payson defense. And now 4th and 3 once again. And you'd have to think that Timpanogos is in all likelihood going for it.
I would believe so. There wouldn't exactly be a reason why not to.
Asher Gelmacher has been locked on Luke Livingston's hip all night long. Does Chase Riggs go to him here on one of the biggest 4th downs of the night? He won't just yet. And now they will motion up. Play clock down to 5. And it looks like Timpanogos is going to burn a timeout. Just trying to draw him offside. We'll step aside with him as well. 8:29 to go, 4th quarter. Timpanogos looking for the kill. Alexander Timolip and Ty Wilkinson here at Payson High School. Huge 4th down for both teams here. 4th and 4 from the 36-yard line for Timpanogos. A late snap. They didn't throw the flag. That throw is broken up, incomplete. And it's Cooper Swayze, wouldn't you know, who comes in and makes the play on Josh Graff. And Payson gets a tremendous stop And now it's imperative more than ever. They need to break through here late in this fourth quarter.
And that's just to say the least here.
Well, at the very least, they're getting more total yards than BYU.
Okay, well, yeah, I know.
But for anyone watching, Cincinnati's up 10-7, and BYU currently has 38 total yards,
and
2 passing yards.
And it's kind of lucky. And it's kind of lucky that they're even in that point. But anyways, back to high school football.
Yes, please.
It's 35-21, very manageable. Payson is obviously,
and we have a different quarterback in the ball game, a bit of a broken play, and that play was blown up right from the start. So no Cade Edwards here for this Payson team. They're going to go the rest of the way with a backup quarterback.
Very interesting.
That's the coach's son, Tyler Wall, that's in a quarterback right now, number 15. We're under 8 minutes to go. He's going to roll to his left, throw on the run, and that ball is caught! What a catch! An even better throw, too. That was Dylan Wall, Tyler's brother, that came up with the catch.
Well, how do you do?
So Tyler Wall, the backup quarterback to Cade Edwards. Edwards, by the way, is okay, no injury. He's just not playing. Wall, hands to Keel. Keel, not going to get the first down. Jesse King puts a crown on that third down. And another monster fourth down coming up here for this Payson offense with 7.5 to go, Ty. It's all hands on deck. You have to go for this.
I'm telling you, there's a force field on that 50-yard line, it feels like. That ball will not reach across for whatever reason why. It's very interesting.
Wall on fourth down. Straight drop. He throws. Caught. First down. Dylan Wall breaks the tackle. Down the sideline. He might go out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
I stand corrected.
More, if anything. Boy, that is a sorely needed first down here with 7:06 to go. This is the first time that Payson has crossed midfield ties since their last drive in the first half. This is the first time they've been across midfield the entire second half.
Wow. And it's very interesting to see it happen. So now,
credit to Joe Haymore, that defensive coordinator.
The question is, can they adapt?
Credit to Joe Haymore, DC. Passes caught on the curl. Again, Timpanogos, 2 timeouts. Payson with 3. Still a lot of time to go here. It's under 7 minutes to go. Like we said, we're not done with the fireworks here yet tonight, folks. We may just be starting. Wall. Good protection again. Throw. That's complete. And breaking away is Beckstead. Payson back in the game. The quarterback switch, the drive, and the score. Payson has life. That is Beckstead's second touchdown of the evening. Didn't I just say we're not done with the fireworks yet, Ty?
You did not, indeed.
All important extra point here. Now it's going to be backed up 5 yards. But continue your point, what you said.
Yeah, the defender, can you remind me who that was trying to defend?
I think that was Hall that was trying to bring him down.
Hall? Yeah, Hall. I don't know. I felt like that play was supposed to be kind of routine in the sense that it should have just been dead from where it began. But instead, it just kept going and going and, well, put up 6 on the board and about to be 7 here. Hopefully. And
now we have another flag. Logan Russell puts through the extra point. Trevin Wall. Trevin Wall. Not Tyler Wall. Not Taylor Wall. It was Trevin Wall, the name of that quarterback. Trevin Wall.
Trevin Wall.
Just a sophomore. What a time to step up and make a name for himself.
Especially on a varsity squad.
Russell, third try. Knocks it through.
There you go.
Buckle up, folks. We're not done yet. 6:37 left in regulation time. Timpanogos and Payson down to the wire here on the South Shore. .37 left. The drama builds here in regulation. Timpanogos and Payson. Backup quarterback Trevin Wall taking over for Cade Edwards. With head coach Brian Wall desperate for a spark. He gets it. And the Payson Lions are now down by 7 with still a long way to go as Logan Russell's kickoff will be taken by Matt Hall at the goal line, but it will be ruled dead and a touchback. Well, Ty, this stadium feels a lot different than it did about maybe 5 minutes ago. Now this crowd you're about to hear really get into it, these final 6:36.
It was interesting. We kept talking about they finally breached that force field that felt like was holding them back from getting across into Timpanogos territory. And once they got across, they adapted. And honestly, do you think it was the quarterback change?
Maybe. Chase Riggs to work. 6:35 left to go. He hands it off to Bretzing. Right side. Puts his head down. He'll pick up about maybe 5. Brought down there by Ivins et al. On the play. Timpanogos has 2 timeouts remaining. Payson still has 3. You do wonder when Coach Brian Wall is going to think about taking a timeout to try and stop the clock. And Riggs just going to let that play clock drain to oblivion. Riggs. Bretzing. Left side. And he'll pick up about maybe 4. It'll be third down. And what's going to feel like the longest yard here for this Timpanogos offense tonight. And this Payson defense, you're about to hear a lot of noise here on this third down, Ty.
I would agree. This is going to be really interesting just because of the time. More playing an aspect than anything. It seems like Timpanogos wants the time in their favor. And they want to use up as much of it as they can while they are in control of the possession.
From the pistol, Riggs, Bretzing, got it, and then some, Easton Bretzing! Finally brought down at the 25-yard line. Nielsen saved the touchdown. And now there are not 1, not 2, but 3 flags that go down after the play. Wow! What a call by offensive coordinator Dev McCann on that 3rd and 1, trusting his offensive line. The Afu brothers, Orion Goreka. If you talk about a season-defining play, Ty Wilkinson, for the Timpanogos Timberwolves, that could be it.
I think so, very well, but I don't know how the penalties will negate it or make positivity to it.
That's true.
Depends on which team you're on and what circumstances you're in.
It is a 54-yard gain if it stands. Here's Brandon Riley. After all that, Timpanogos still has that 54-yard gain. That may be the play of the night. Chase Riggs just looking over to the officials. Clock will start running now. And they will take their time as they please. And now you got to start thinking about, at least if you're Payson, whether or not to start burning those timeouts. Pistol formation. Hand off to Robinson. And he gets hit immediately at the line of scrimmage there by Colby Olson, number 25. His name is not called a lot tonight, but we have called him on defense. Implicitly so, as this next snap will take us under 4 minutes to go, Ty. You got to wonder now whether Payson is going to start burning their timeouts here in the next 60 seconds.
I would assume so. How many do they have left?
They have 3.
Okay. So clock management, I think once you get possession of the ball back, then you have to start using your timeouts. But that's another risk that you can take because, well...
Right, because they might go for it.
Yep.
You would assume we're going to see a timeout after the snap. It's Bretzing right side. And he gets brought down. Great tackle by Beckstead. And not quite yet. They're going to let it go. They're going to let it run. 3rd down. And then this clock is going to be at or near 3 minutes the next time we snap the ball, barring a penalty. Remember, Payson has 3 timeouts. Timpanogos has 2. Biggest 3rd down of the night. Riggs. Bretzing, left side. Just trying to stay in bounds, keep that clock moving. And he'll get brought down. And it will be 4th down and 8. And what does Austin Heaps do here? Do you keep the offense on the field? Or do you potentially or do you kick the field goal? Or do you potentially go for it to end the game, Ty Wilkinson? And what a call that would be if Timpanogos goes for it here.
Honestly, look, I don't know to think in the perspective of a coach here because kick the field goal, you're up by 3 scores.
You're by 10 points, and this game is pretty much just pow.
Sorry, by 2 scores, I should say. I forgot the Timpanogos came back. Or sorry that Payson came back, but
well, Austin Heaps gonna take a timeout, try to build the drama. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in regulation time.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
I'd like to thank Brent Brown Toyota in Orem for their sponsorship of KSL Sports coverage of Timpanogos football. We'd like to remind you once again that at the conclusion of tonight's game, which may not be in any hurry from now, Ty and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann and Associates player of the game, and there have been a lot to choose from here tonight. So Timpanogos gonna go for the 3 to try to make it a 2-score game with 2:22 to go. Good snap, good hold. Bretzing's kick is short, and it went into the end zone, which means it is dead. Touchback. And it will come out to the 20-yard line. And the Payson Lions now have tremendous hope, except we have a man down here for Timpanogos. And so we will take one with them and build the drama. One last chance coming up for Payson to either tie or win the game. And we'll have it for you after this word from Brent Brown Toyota Scion on the Rewind Sports Network.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
Buckle up, everyone. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Payson trailing by a touchdown from the 20-yard line. They must go 80 yards with a sophomore quarterback, Trevin Wall, to either tie it and send us to overtime or to win it outright with a 2-point conversion. Wall gets away on 1st down and 10. He rolls to his left. He throws and finds his man complete. That's Porter Beckstead. He steps out of bounds to stop the clock. Close to the 1st down marker at the 29.
Mistake me if I'm wrong. You said quarterback's son, correct? Or sorry, son.
Coach's son. Coach's son, yes.
Not quarterback's son. That would be a little interesting.
Clock stops with 2:07 to go. Then Payson, 3 timeouts. Wall to his right on the sprint out. Throws up the sideline. That's complete! And knocked out of bounds for a 1st down. Trevin to Dylan Wall. And with 2 minutes to go, Payson approaching midfield. Clock will roll now. They set the chains. They went backwards. Wall to the sideline. Floats it out there. It is caught, but inbounds by Porter Beckstead. Again, Payson with 3 timeouts, and they will burn one right here.
I know you probably didn't see it, but that ball was actually tipped in midair. But all or nothing diving effort just to try to get every possible yard that you can.
So now an interesting question here we must ask, Ty, is that what does Timpanogos do? How do they defend this last 1 minute 45?
The same way they have been the previous 5 drives, it felt like. But for some reason, you bring a new quarterback into the aspects of trying to get those defensive stops, and guess what? You kind of just allow an extra 7 points that you probably didn't really want to give, obviously. But once you get towards into the territory, it looks like Timpanogos brings up the tempo. I don't know if that's just the story of the game or if that's just a coincidence, but I guess whatever works for you and whatever gets the win.
2nd down and 6 from the 44 following the timeout. Wall up the sideline looking. He's got him and it's caught! It's Beckstead again! Out of bounds inside the 25, and Payson really threatening now.
He had an attempt there earlier, and guess what? Now he's got the catch. He's 1 for 2 right in that spot. Brings them in within really close to the red zone.
And now you got to wonder if you maybe use some time here if you're Payson. Don't let Timpanogos have another shot at this. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go. Wall to throw on 1st down. Looks, throws. That's complete! Inside the 5! Struggling for the end zone! The ball comes out! The ball comes out! Timpanogos says they have it! Was he down? No signal from the officials. Was he down before the ball came out? Yes, he was!
Sucking the life and the pride out of the hearts and the souls of the Payson offense.
Marley Iosefo forced the fumble. It was recovered by Tyler Hunter. In what could be the game-saving play. Unreal.
The hearts of every Payson player just sunk deep within their chest.
So again, this game not over just quite yet. Timpanogos must still get a 1st down and force Payson to burn those 2 timeouts.
What's interesting, though, is they're
and now
so
you're backed up
close.
on the goal line. Yes. This game is far from done here, folks. 2nd turnover of the night by Timpanogos, and what a time to do it. 1st and 10 at the 1 following the turnover. And it's a run. It is Bretzing, holds onto that football. He gets brought down after a pickup of 1. And the Lions will burn their second timeout here with 1 minute and 24 seconds left. So if Timpanogos doesn't get a first down here, Ty, how much time are we looking at potentially for Payson? How much would you guesstimate here we're going to have here if Payson comes up with a stop?
Closer to 45, maybe even close to 40, which is quite a little bit of time, I would say. But for your offense, I think that's going to be hard to come back from.
Timpanogos scored 21 straight points, and they went up 2 scores before Trevin Wall came in and turned this game on its head. And we told you, folks, the fireworks weren't over in the first half, and what a game we have had tonight here on the South Shores of Utah Lake.
The sequence has just been unbelievable.
Agreed. Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson drinking it all in. 1:24 to go. 1 timeout left for Payson. Livingston lines up to the right. I would sincerely doubt it's going to be a pass. And it is a run to Bretzing. He'll just get into the middle of the pile and pick up about 1 yard. And Payson will burn their final timeout. Clock reading 1 minute, 21 seconds here in regulation. Of course, we like to remind you that KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of Timpanogos football is presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. And we are also brought to you by Igloo Outfitters, the coziest wearable sleeping bag that has you covered during the chilly days and nights of fall. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter the promo code REWIND for $20 off. And never miss the moments you were meant to see. And again, that's IGLUoutfitters.com. We'd like to welcome in a new audience, those joining us live on KSLSports.com and the KSL Plus app from the Red Zone that just signed off a few moments ago with Dusty Litzter, Jeff Hansen, Alexander Timolip, and Ty Wilkinson taking you through the final 121 of this incredible game between Timpanogos and Payson, and the Timberwolves trying to hold on and stay close with Provo in the Region 8 race. Payson trying to get one more stop and get one more chance. It's a handoff to Bretzing, and he stays on his feet, and he is going to get brought down at the line of scrimmage. And so clock starts now, play clock starts now with 1:10 and rolling. And I think we're about right that Timpanogos is going to give Payson about 40 seconds to work with here. But the problem is they got to make sure the punt from Bretzing gets out of the end zone first. That's the big question. Can they do that?
That's the biggest aspect because, well, if he gets blocked,
then you really got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The offense is on the field here for Timpanogos, but I assume it's for cosmetic purposes. They aren't actually going to go for it. They'd be crazy, I think, to go for it here on 4th and 5 from their 6. And so they will take a timeout, and with 31 seconds left here in the regulation time, they will draw it up and make sure that punt gets out of the end zone. So both sides now with no more timeouts here in this one.
And what a turn of events. A fumble at the goal line.
This whole game has just been incredible to watch from an aspect of just momentum swings. I mean, we told everyone coming off the top of this tie that everyone was going to be glued to this game up until the final whistle, because these are two teams that are playing for playoff positioning and for their Region 8 lives right now to catch a share of the title with Provo.
And just such adversity has been shown between the two teams. Like, I take for granted the amount of times that Payson has been able to be really far behind the lines, per se, of the Timpanogos side, just trying to score in general. But they've been able to overcome adversity a few times, and have had a couple of really good drives towards the end here.
Interesting formation here. Luke Livingston is in. I wonder out loud if maybe they're going to try to kill as much time as they can. But with 33 seconds left, that's still a lot of time. Well, we're about to find out what this is going to be. Ethan Nielsen stands back on his 45 to return the punt. And it's a fake! And it is going to be Livingston trying to kill time. Livingston needs a couple of blocks. Payson needs to get him out of the end zone. They finally do. But with 24 seconds to go, Timpanogos is going to give up the 2 points. I'm not so sure about that call.
Because now a touchdown
wins the game. Well, at the very least, Timpanogos is going to force Payson to go the length of the field here. Oh boy, what a gutsy call this is here by Austin Heaps. Hopefully it doesn't backfire on him. Because now Timpanogos is going to kick off the free kick from the 20-yard line, and Payson is going to have however long there's going to be left, like about 15 or 20 seconds, with no timeouts to get in position for at least a Hail Mary.
Well, the odds of overtime have completely dwindled, if there is any chance at all anymore.
There was a penalty on the play for an illegal formation against Timpanogos. They declined the penalty. So it'll be Cooper Swayze and Devlin Wall to return the free kick here for the Payson Lions, and you can almost guarantee, Ty, there will not be a free catch kick.
I don't believe so.
Well, here we go. Easton Bretzing will do the honors himself to try and see if he can't pin Payson back deep. Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson. If you're just joining us off the Rewind Sports Network's Red Zone stream that just finished up a few moments ago with Dusty Litzter and Jeff Hansen, they threw you over to us, and boy, it has been a wild game here on the South Shores of Utah Lake. 24 seconds left in regulation. Bretzing hits a line drive that hits Swayze. Now he's going to have to pick it up and run. Cooper Swayze up to the 35, and there are now 16 seconds or 18 seconds left here in the ball game. And the ball, in fact, came out at the end of the play. Dash McCann has it. Is this Timpanogos' ball? No signal yet from Brandon Riley's crew. Timpanogos is all saying the ball is theirs. I didn't see a signal for a beanbag coming out.
Celebration on the other side.
Yeah, the Timpanogos team is all celebrating on the other side. We have not had a signal. The Payson team is coming off the field, but I'm assuming they're waiting for the official's decision. Because if the officials say Timpanogos recovered the ball, this game is over. Huge call. Remember, we don't have the benefit of instant replay in high school football for the officials. They are relying mostly on their own sight. And they say it's Payson ball. And they're going to say that he was down before the ball came out. And with 18 seconds left, Payson's going to have one more chance. Huge break there. And now Luke Livingston lined up as a safety along with Josh Graff.
They got a defender waiting at the 40-yard line.
Everybody's back here. It's a prevent, trying to keep him in bounds. Wall looking, quick pass up the sideline, dropped. Intended for Cooper Swayze. And there are 13 seconds left here in this ball game. Swayze had it in his fingertips but couldn't haul it in. Timpanogos defenders are playing a 3-deep umbrella across one hash mark to the other. 13 seconds left in the game. Wall to throw. 3-man rush. He gets pressured. Rolls to his left. Heaves it up. And it's intercepted. MJ Yosefo. Flags fly. It's not going to matter.
All just but adding the fireworks to Timpanogos' celebration on the awaiting side.
And an additional flag comes out now from the other side as head coach Austin Heaps in the Navy shirt trying to keep his team at bay. What a ball game. What a crazy final minutes this has been tonight. It's all academic really at this point. It's likely Timpanogos is going to be backed up inside of midfield.
One can only assume.
Yeah, but this, unless something incredibly insane happens here on this final play, the Wolves are going to come out of here with their biggest win of the year. Three penalties totaling 45 yards on the play, but I think, frankly, nobody's going to care. Just 4 seconds left. The Timpanogos Timberwolves, after getting pasted for 35 points in the first quarter last season against Payson at home on their field, with one final knee by Chase Riggs, has just pulled off the biggest win of their season. Coach Austin Heaps gets the ice bucket. The Timberwolves pull off the stunner and take down the Payson Lions on homecoming night in an all-time Friday night classic. What a game. We'll be back to react and wrap it up on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com with Timpanogos the victors, 35-30. we hope you caught your breath and came back for the finish here tonight. The Timpanogos Timberwolves come on the road and spoil the homecoming of the Payson Lions with their biggest win of the year, avenging a 43-point blistering on their home field last year and posting a 5-point come from behind, gutted out 35-30 victory. Alexander Timolep with Ty Wilkinson. Ty, we expected this was going to be a close game. We knew it was going to go down to the wire. This was two teams fighting for playoff positioning and their playoff lives, and this game delivered from minute 1 to minute 48.
And you couldn't say it any better than that, Alex. The amount of sequences, just the amount of opportunities I feel that each side of the ball had, the game could have gone either way. It could have easily been 42-30 or 45-30 or even closer than we would have thought, maybe even overtime. But the way that the game ended today just proves the adversity that Timpanogos has for themselves, and what a win for this organization to improve to now 6-2.
Yeah, Timpanogos remains in a tie for first with Provo. At least for now, we haven't officially confirmed it, but we know that Provo and Timpanogos are now tied for first place. We believe now at 3-1 in region play, but we have to go back to this Timpanogos team battling through adversity. This team, like I said, Ty, was pasted for 35 first-quarter points against Payson last year at home. Chase Riggs knocked out of the game. This shows you just how far Austin Heaps has brought this team since that pasting last season at home.
And agreed, because, well, Timpanogos, they've kind of just shown, like you said, the adversity that they can overcome. They proved that they are able to not only get defensive stops, but it felt like it was all too easy going up until towards the closing minutes of the fourth quarter with the quarterback change, courtesy of Payson. But once again, improving to now 6-2. You said that they could easily be tied for first now in their division in record. Each team is just fighting for that playoff spot and just laying it out on line, and we're fortunate to be able to call it
just what we expected too, right? Provo and then everybody else. But how about Provo and Timpanogos now tied for first with 2 games to go in the regular season? Amazing job. All credit to Austin Heaps. And also, we want to send a shout-out to head coach Brian Wall. This team has really fallen on hard times now, Ty. 3-5 now, all but relegated to just playoff positioning in their final 2 games. This is a really, really difficult pill to swallow for the Lions because they had so many opportunities tonight, and they just couldn't cash in.
It wasn't just the opportunities, it's the amount of games that they have played that have been so close and just heartbreakers. But once again, a win is, at the end of the day, what happens. It's either a win or a loss. You either win or you lose. And unfortunately, they were on the losing aspect today, and that unfortunately can't improve. I
will say, don't expect this team to be down for very long. They still have 2 more games to get it right, and we know Brian Wall's team will turn it around in their final 2 games. Now it's time to name our Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game, presented by the full-service law firm committed to winning for you, the client. It's not a player tonight, Ty. We agreed on this. We're going to give the game ball to Timpanogos defensive coordinator Joe Haymore. He has had a spectacular last 2 weeks. Not on the score sheet, but doing enough plays at the right time when it mattered the most. This team clearly has turned a corner with Haymore as their DC.
Just the play calls that he has provided, and just in that secondary, it's just so dangerous to even throw. If you're a quarterback of the opposing team, we saw Payson throw the picks just towards the end, but honestly, I'm kind of speechless. It's just out of control, the amount of defense that was able to be shown towards the end for Timpanogos, and including in the third quarter, it felt like. We talked about that 50-yard line, basically force field, that couldn't allow Payson to get by. But again, Payson sort of adapted towards the end, but they showed that they were able to conquer adversity, and it didn't let them waver.
Ty, it's always fun when I get to do a close game, but it's even better when I get to do it with you at my side. It's been a real fun ball game tonight here in Payson, just what we wanted. And I will say this, the bite-size hype guys, the fans out there, they know who they are. They got what they wanted tonight. They got Alex Timolep doing a close game. What do you want more than that?
What else can you say? Friday Night Lights, probably the best game I think I've ever called.
Yeah, it has been a fantastic game. We want to thank Addison. We want to thank the wonderful people here at Payson High, and just an amazing scenario, amazing game all night long. We're grateful we could be a part of it. Thank you to Dusty Litzter and Jeff Hansen for keeping you all entertained up until we kept you all entertained for the final 30 minutes here on this pleasant Friday night. Now, for Ty Wilkinson and for Addison and for Vince Francis and Dusty Litzter and Jeff Hansen, probably all in a onesie from Igloo Outfitters, I would assume. This has been the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com's presentation of Timpanogos football, brought to you by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. The final score once more, Timpanogos 35, Payson 30. Until we meet again, sleep well, everyone. Aloha from Utah. Maui, we love you, and good night.